Last season ended with a very disappointing ALCS loss to Seattle Mariners. This year, we are back in the playoffs in the ALDS, hosting the Boston Red Sox. We've played them 5 times previously in the playoffs. Infamous 1986 ALCS, and then 2004, 2007, 2008, 2009 ALDSs. And this should be a good pitching matchup in this first game. Derek Siddiqui and Garrett Crochet. But the Red Sox are missing their starting shortstop, Marcelo Mayer, out for the season with a torn Achilles. That's going to be a big hole in their lineup. They also are missing Jazz Chisholm with his 25 home runs and 17 steals because his overall rating is too low, and the stupid CPU roster management sent him to the minors, and he's not on their playoff roster. All that said, I think we have a really good chance to win this year. I like our pitching compared to theirs outside of Garrett Crochet. We got the Boston Red Sox, good power bats, suspect pitching. We've got the Los Angeles Angels, great pitching, great power bats. See which team comes out on top. This is the postseason on MLB The Show 25. And as I said, there it is, our 2-time Cy Young Award winner, Derek Siddiqui. A little bit of a down year on the record side, but his strikeouts are back up again this year. And his biggest thing is you got to keep the ball in the ballpark. And leading things off for the Red Sox, be shortstop David Hamilton. There's going to be 2 guys filling in their role for Mayer at shortstop. Hamilton on the season hit .211, 7 home runs, 20 ribs, 14 steals. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Siddiqui. And it's going to be a ground ball snagged by Guzman at third. Throw to first, and there's one quick out. I love our Gold Glove third baseman. Take a look at their lineup. It's really light without Chisholm and Mayer. Roman Anthony won the batting title this year, and Caminero has huge power. We'll just see how this lineup goes. A lot of left-handed bats in their lineup. Now bring in Austin Martin, the left fielder. See his numbers on the regular season.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was 6 for 13 with a home run and 5 RBIs in the wild card round. He's going to take strike 3 right there. So Siddiqui on a roll early, 2 quick outs. And that'll bring in Roman Anthony, like I said. Won the batting title, 22 home runs, 83 ribs. He went 5 for 11 with an RBI in the wild card round. And the 1-0 pitch. And it's going to be a little shot over short, and it's going to get down. So the Red Sox are going to have their first hit of the game, of the series. Of course, the batting champion is the one to get on base first for Boston. Wasn't sure if Mate was going to get that or not. And that'll bring in Caminero. Remember, they made a big trade with the Mets. Got him from the Mets for Christian Campbell. A little bit of a head-scratcher trade as far as I'm concerned. Big power bat. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And in the dirt, it gets away from Grace. Runner goes, throw down, and Anthony's in on the wild pitch. Overcooked that. Grace couldn't control it. So now they have a man in scoring position, 2 outs. Caminero's got a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he takes strike 3 at the letters. So Siddiqui gives up a hit, survives the inning, nothing major. We're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Santana, Rada, and Mota coming up for the Angels. And on the mound, like I said, Garrett Crochet. See what he did in the first round. He finished second to Fred Lorenz in the Cy Young race. He was 16-5 with a 3.09 ERA, 202 Ks during the regular season. So it's going to be a tough task for us in Game 1. And like I said, leading off Leandro Santana. Remember his ALCS woes last year. He's 0 for at least his last 21 at-bats in the playoffs. Another good season out of him. All-star 3 times. Developed a little more power, a little less stolen base. We're going to play him a little more in left field going forward. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Crochet. There's a high fly ball in the center field. Anthony steps over, and he's going to have that for the first out. Hey, at least he didn't strike out. I'll take outs as long as they're not strikeouts. Here's our lineup. Rada 2, Mota 3, Mate in the cleanup spot. Hoping for some of these guys to continue what they did in the regular season into the playoffs, such as Garner, Grace, Harvey, Nelson Rada. First pitch to him, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Racing back is Montgomery, and he'll take it on the run. Don't like this first pitch swinging. Take some pitches, man, especially early in the game. Make him work. Now bring in Edgar. 2-time MVP with his .295 average, 50 home runs, 125 ribs. One of these years, he's going to win a Triple Crown. He's got a 2-2 count here. Trying to get our inning started. Here's a pitch from Crochet. And it's going to be a fly ball into right field. Montgomery over towards the corner. And he'll have that. And a 1-2-3. Bottom of the first for the Angels. All settling in for a pitcher's duel here. Hopefully we can get some offense. Go to the second. And leading off for the Red Sox in the second inning, DH Tristan Casas. See his regular season numbers. He was 4 for 13 with a home run against the Astros in the wild card round. And he's going to swing and miss on a high fastball and strike out. And that's how we're going to start the second inning. It's 3 Ks already for Siddiqui. Now bring in Cody Clemens. See his numbers on the season. That's in like 400 at-bats. Playing second base against the right-handed pitcher. Here's the 2-2 pitch to him. And he takes strike 3, changeup down and away. And Siddiqui on a roll early. That's 4 Ks already. Check this replay. Looking for a fastball, and then he drops that changeup outside corner, locks him up. That'll bring in Trey Morgan, his regular season numbers. He was 3 for 13 against Houston. You guys remember him from my Tampa Bay Rays franchise. 1-2 count. Here's a pitch from Derek. It's going to be a shot into right center field. Garner racing back, so was Rada, and it is gone. Wow. Got out of here in a hurry. Looked like just a fly ball to the gap, and it kept carrying. I said, Derek's got to keep the ball in the ballpark. He's got a problem with home runs. Doesn't give up a lot of hits and walks, but he'll give up home runs when he does give up hits. Now Boston's up 1-0 here in the second inning. His replay right over the middle of the plate and put it above the high wall into the stands. Now bring in Caden Bodine, their catcher. We'll see a lot more of him in the platoon. Switch hitting catcher. Down to count 1-2 though. Here's a pitch from Derek. And he swings and misses and strikes out. So Siddiqui strikes out the side, but gives up a solo shot to Trey Morgan. As the Red Sox jump out to a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half. We're actually going to skip to the bottom of the third, not the bottom of the second. Nothing happened in the bottom of the second or the top of the third. So Ricky Garner's going to try and get things going here in the third inning. Angels still looking for their first hit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle and through. There we go. Our first hit. Ricky, like that. Need production out of you in the playoffs. Need a lot more production in the bottom half than we got last year. He's got wheels. He might go. That'll bring in Kalai Rosario. Down year for him. Still decent power, but his average was down. Playing DH today with Santana in left. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Crochet. Runner goes, strike, throw down, and Ricky is in with the stolen base. I said he had over 20 during the regular season. He had 23 or so, 24. Now he's in scoring position. Full count on Rosario. Here's the pitch. And inside for ball 4. So Angels get their first 2 men on here in the third inning. It was a 10-pitch at-bat by Rosario, and that brings in Guzman. See his regular season stats. Career high in home runs. Remember, he had 3 big home runs in last year's playoffs. 2 on, nobody out. Here in the third, here's the pitch from Crochet. And inside, runners go, throw down, and safe as the ball wasn't caught by Caminero. Double steal by Garner and Rosario. Aggressive base running early. Now we're going to have men in second and third and nobody out. Just need a ball on the ground to the right side. Fly ball to the outfield. 1-2 pitch, and he swings and misses and strikes out. Not a good at-bat there by Denzer. Here's the replay of this one, and he was way out in front. He swung like it was before it was 10 feet to the plate. Now to bring in Santana. Still hasn't had a hit since the Houston series last year in the playoffs. Like I said, need a ground ball right side, fly ball. Base hit will give us a 2-1 lead. 3-2 pitch from Crochet. And he swings and misses and strikes out on the sweeper. Man, we get second and third, nobody out, and 2 guys strike out in a row. We got to learn how to make more contact. Nasty pitch and a sweeper on the outside. He reaches for it and can't find it. Now it's going to take a base hit from Rade here to score a run. We're in prime scoring chance early in this game. We're striking out like nobody's business. Rada has a 2-2 count. Come on, Nelson. Put the ball somewhere. Find grass. Here's a pitch. And it's a pop fly down the left field line. Martin racing over, and he's got it in foul territory. That was a long way to go. And Rada fouls out. So as I said, 2 on, nobody out, in scoring position, and we get nothing. That is a huge missed opportunity early. Now we're going to jump to the bottom of the 4th inning. Boston got 2 on and then got 3 straight outs in the top half. And Edgar's going to try and lead things off for the Angels here in the bottom half. Need his bat to be very strong and loud in the playoffs. 1-2 pitch, and here's a ground ball third base. Knocked down by Caminero. Picks it up, throws, and Moda's in safe. Bobble there on the backhand. They're going to give him an error. So we're going to get our leadoff man on for Jesus Mate. Grounded out his first time. He's another one. We really need Santana and Mate to produce.
1-1.
They're the engine that this offense runs through. 1-1 count. Here's a pitch. There's a shot over third, and it's fair inside the line, down the corner. Moda around second, on his way to third. Mate with a big extra base hit, and that gives us second and third and nobody out again. Yes, we need more of that, Jesus. That'll bring in Ray Harvey. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Definitely need his bat. He's got good contact, good power against both sides. 2-2 count. As I said last time, just need a ground ball to the right side, fly ball, get us on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch. There's a shot into center field. Anthony racing in. It's going to drop in front of him. Here comes the throw in, and Mate is going to score as well as the Angels take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Big clutch hit there by Ray Harvey that we didn't get last time. See this replay. Pitch down, and he goes and gets it just enough to land in front of Anthony. That's all the runs we would get in an inning as Harvey would be stranded, but we do take a 2-1 lead after 4 innings. And going to the top of the 5th now, Braden Montgomery's going to lead off. 1 for 1 with a single. He had 3 for 4 in his last game against Houston. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Siddiqui. It's going to be a ground ball off the mound, up the middle, and a base hit. So the Red Sox are going to respond right away and get their leadoff man on as they try to tie this game back up. Now bring in David Hamilton. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. And not having Mayer, he caused a lot of problems for them, both defensively and offensively. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch from Derek. It's going to be a line shot into right center field, and it's going to drop in front of Rada, and the runner's going to go all the way to third base. So now the Red Sox will have men at the corners and nobody out. They respond. Austin Martin coming in. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks already. Nice to get a third one here. 3-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. And he pops him up on the infield. I'll take that. Ray Harvey doesn't have to hardly move at all. He'll have that, and that's the first out. Runner in third can't score. And that'll bring in the dangerous Roman Anthony's already singled today. Down on the count 0-2. Desperately need a strikeout here. Here's the pitch. And he hooks it down the right field line, and it's going to drop. Garner gets it before it hops over the wall. Throw comes back in, and this game is tied. Just like that. 3 hits in the inning. That'll bring in the dangerous Junior Caminero, 1 for 2 with a single. We know about his home run prowess. 2-2 count on him. Double play, strikeout, pop-up. Let's go. And it's going to be a ground ball. Slow roller to first. Moda's got it. He's going to tag Caminero, but that's going to score another run. Just hit too slow. Now the Red Sox have a 3-2 lead as an RBI ground out by Caminero, and that's going to be it for Siddiqui. He's throwing a ton of pitches. Bunch of strikeouts. Every at-bat's a high pitch count. And we're going to bring in Danny Young out of the pen. Stupid computer tried to leave him off the roster. 2 more starting pitchers that we don't need. No, we need this lefty with strikeout prowess. That'll bring in Tristan Casas, man on second and 2 outs. Come on, Danny. No more runs. Do your job. Shut this down. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball, second base. Harvey's got it. Throw to first. That's the end of the inning, but the Red Sox rally, score 2 runs in the inning, retake the lead as we go to the bottom half. Actually, we're going to skip to the top of the 7th inning. We did not score, and rookie Luis Alfonso is going to be on the mound for the Angels. He is definitely going to be in our bullpen next year. Guy's high strikeouts, high hits per 9, high home runs per 9. He's going to face Braden Montgomery. He's got 2 singles and a run today. If you can keep him off base for a change. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball. Guzman's got it. Throw all the way across, and there we go. 1 down. Nice start. I'll bring in Hamilton. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Going to keep these guys off base late in the game. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. There's a shot in the left center field. That's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Santana gets it, throws it back in, and Hamilton's in with a one-out double here in the 7th inning as Boston tries to expand their lead. That'll bring in Austin Martin, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks today. Had his number. See if he can keep man on second and 1 out, make it man on second and 2 out. He's got a full count, though. Here's the pitch from Alfonso, and it's low in the dirt, and it gets away from Grace. Runner goes to third, so now we get a walk and a wild pitch. And that's going to put men at first and third with 1 out. Overcooked it and bounced it. Now Roman Anthony's going to step in, 2 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI. One of their most dangerous hitters in the lineup. Really need a double play right here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Runner goes, throw down, and he is out. Wow. Not sure why Martin was stealing in that situation. I guess to stay out of the double play, but Grace has a cannon and he guns him down. Now it's going to take a hit to get a run in as man on third and 2 outs. Full count now on Anthony. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a line drive into right field and off Garner's glove. Made a diving attempt. Here comes the throw in. And he is out at second base, but the Sox get another run, attack on run on the play. Garner making a diving attempt. Now we're down 2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And we would not score, so now we go to the 8th inning. Abe Vento coming in out of the pen. Next, Angels pitcher. See his numbers on the regular season. Starting to get more and more guys in the pen that we drafted. Leading things off for the Red Sox, Junior Caminero, 1 for 3, RBI. Got a 2-2 count on him. See if we can punch him out. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball into right center field. Garner racing back to the track, to the wall, and this one's gone. Wow. We can't keep him in the park. And Junior makes this a 5-2 Boston lead. I don't know where our bats are. They're getting lots of hits and lots of home runs. We can't keep the ball in the ballpark. This is going to be a quick series. Junior Caminero, the only run of the inning, as the Sox lead 5-2. Now we're going to jump all the way to the bottom of the 9th. We have 2 men on and 1 out. Guzman could tie it with 1 swing of the bat. Ball's low and away. Grace started the inning with a single. Garner reached on another bobble error by Caminero. Rosario struck out, so now it's Guzman with 2 on, 1 out. Looking to get at least 1 run in here. 3-run shot would be awesome. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Hamilton flipped to second for 1, relay to first, and he's out. And the Red Sox turn the double play to end the scoring threat, and they take game 1, 5-2. Strong hitting, strong pitching, complete game on their part. See the box score, line score. Crochet 1 run over 5 innings, 6 hits. Hamilton had 3 hits. They hit 2 home runs. Siddiqui couldn't keep the ball in the ballpark. And we dropped the first game, and now the Red Sox hold home field advantage. An all-important game 2 coming up. Look at this box score. 3 hits for Hamilton, 3 for Anthony, 2 for Caminero, 2 for Montgomery. Home runs by Caminero and Morgan. Crochet, 1 earned run, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and their bullpen allows 1 hit over the last 4 innings, striking out 5. Our side, bunch of guys with 1 hit. Harvey, 2-run single. Struck out 11 times. We got to knock that down. 3 wild pitches. Siddiqui, 3 runs and 4 2/3. 8 hits allowed. And Alfonso and Vento didn't really help the cause, giving up a run each. As we drop game 1, and we got to do better in game 2. Now the all-important game 2. Got to win this game, even things up as we go back to Boston. See a day game. So a quick turnaround after the night game, followed by a day game. As the Red Sox are trying to go up 2-0 and go back home for a sweep. We're just trying to stay alive, even things up. Hopefully our offense will show up today and the pitching will keep the ball in the ballpark. Both of those are very necessary. On the mound for us, Cy Young Award winner Freddie Lorenz, 21-4 in the regular season. Outstanding year for him. Uptick in his strikeouts as well. And he's got to have a really, really good game today to keep us going. Leading off will be the other shortstop in the platoon, Marlon Morrison. 1-2 pitch to him. Is going to be a ground ball to short. Mate is going to scoop that. Throw to first, and we'll get the first out of the inning right away. There we go. Keep the leadoff man off base. See their lineup changes when the lefty comes on the mound. Morrison goes into short, Weimer to right, India to second, and Carroll comes in to catch. Heavy platoon lineup. Now bring in Austin Martin. A couple of strikeouts in game one. Down and count 1-2 here. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out for the first strikeout of the game, second out of the inning. Nice to keep him off base in front of Anthony and Caminero, and that'll bring in Anthony. Big game in game one. 3 hits, couple of RBI. Down and count 0-2. Here's a pitch from Freddie. And he takes strike 3 at the letters on the outside corner. So a nice 1-2-3 inning with a couple of Ks. Go to the bottom of the first inning, hoping to get some early offense out of this lineup. And on the mound for the Red Sox, the big redhead, Dustin May. So he had a very rough start against the Astros. Regular season, 9-9, 4.48 ERA, 143 Ks. And leading off again, Leandro Santana, still hitless since the LDS last year. Here's the first pitch. There's going to be a line shot foul down the first base line off the front of the dugout. We've got to get him going. Need him for his power, need him for his wheels. When he and Mate get on base and start stealing bases, it just messes with the defense greatly. Down and count 1-2. Here's a pitch. There's a high fly ball into right field. Racing back is Weimer, shy of the track, and he'll have that. Hey, at least he didn't strike out. Always want to see contact. We'll see our lineup. Exact same lineup we had in yesterday. Gonna keep everything nice and tight. Don't shift guys around too much. That'll bring in Nelson Rada. One of those guys with a little spark plug when you hit the top of the order. 2-1 count on him. Here's a pitch. There's a line shot. Leaping catch by Caminero. Takes away a base hit. Thought that was going to be over his head, down the line, maybe 2. And now we have nobody on and 2 out for Edgar. He took an offer from game 1. Need to see him hitting line drives. Power will come. He needs to hit the ball the opposite way. Line drives, doubles. Here's 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to first base. Morgan's got it. Flip to May, and there are 3 down. So quick 1-2-3 inning for both teams. Here in the first inning of game 2, we are scoreless. Now we're going to hop to the bottom of the third inning. Both teams are struggling in offense. Kalai Rosario is going to lead things off for the Angels here. Still one of our few Rule 5 draft pick players remaining on the roster. Here's a pitch from May. Here's a line shot into left field. Racing back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone! Line drive, home run into the bullpen by Kalai Rosario. Gets us on the board. There we go. That's the power we need, and that's also production in the bottom of the order I'm looking for. He just hit a line drive laser over Martin's head, and he ran out of room. See this replay. Hooks it, and keeps it fair by a good distance, and just drops it into the bullpen. Let's go. And that's all the runs we would get in the inning. And that would be enough. Rosario puts the Angels up early, 1-0 through 3. And leading things off here in the fourth inning, left fielder Austin Martin, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Pitch to him. And it's going to be a line shot into right center field, and that's going to drop in front of Garner. So the Red Sox are going to respond right away and get their leadoff man on. Now to bring in the dangerous Roman Anthony. Struck out his last time. Here's a pitch from Freddie. And there's a line shot past Mota into right field. So back-to-back hits to start the inning. The runner's going to have to stop at second base. Man, we got to do something about Anthony. He is a problem already. Now to bring in Caminero with 2 on and nobody out. Lorenz in a big jam early in this game now. He's got an 0-2 count on Junior, though. Strikeout double play. Here we go. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on the changeup that just falls off the table. That was a huge strikeout. Runners stay where they are. See, that's a 5th K for Lorenz already, and that'll bring in Joey Weimer, the right fielder, former Milwaukee Brewer. Here's the pitch to him. Here's a line shot right to Mate. That'll be the second out. Saved a base hit and a run scoring. Now to bring in Tristan Casas. He's got power. 2 on, 2 out. Runs the count full. Here's the pitch from Freddie. Runners go. And swing and a miss. And he strikes out. Huge strikeout for Freddie there. 2 big strikeouts in the inning as we dodge a huge bullet and keep this game 1-0 in favor of the Angels. That's the kind of Cy Young pitcher and Cy Young performance we need in the playoffs. And we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Jesus Mate already struck out once. Need to get him going offensively. It's down on a count 1-2. Here's a pitch from May. And he takes strike 3 at the knees. Come on, swing the bat. He struck out looking both times, just standing there watching pitches down the middle, swinging the balls in the dirt, taking strikes. That'll bring in Ray Harvey. Doubled his first time up, but didn't go anywhere. He's down on a count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. The ball in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher. Harvey is safe at first base. Just barely beats the throw. So he's going to strike out, but he's going to reach on the wild pitch. See this replay. Overcooked it. Swings at a pitch. Bad pitch in the dirt. And he beats the throw by that much. Wow. Bang, bang. Now we have a man on first with 1 out. Harvey does have stolen base ability. Luke Grace coming up. He had a rough postseason last year too. Be nice to see him getting some base hits. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's low. Throw down, and Harvey's in with the steal. I said he's got stolen base ability. Now we get a man scoring position with 1 out. Come on, Luke, just a little line drive over short. Get him home. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a shot to left, and that one's not coming back. Way out of here. 439 feet beyond both bullpens. And Luke's got, I'll give you a line shot to left. Not over the shortstop, over the fence. There we go. Had a career-high 20 home runs this year, kind of out of nowhere. He's got great contact vision, discipline, and clutch. His power is developing, but he showed where the potential is right there. Look at this. Belt high, and he lost it in the stands. Now the Angels are up 3-0 on 2 home runs. Something we didn't get in Game 1. That's the only runs we would score in the inning, but that's enough. We're up 3-0 after 4. And we're going to jump to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still 3-0 lead. Gray Edmonds coming out of the pen for the Red Sox. See his numbers in the first round. He is a rookie. Didn't pitch in the regular season. You know how the CPU does that. That'll bring Ricky Garner, the leadoff. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. See if we can get some more runs here. 1-1 pitch, and here's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. There we go. Get the leadoff man on, and we know Ricky can steal. Tack on runs. Never have enough. Now bring in Rosario. Got a home run and a walk today. Playoffs, you can't have nearly enough runs. Got a 2-2 count. Don't strike out. Here's the pitch. It's a line shot over second base, and that's going to drop. Garner on his way to third. Throw comes in. Slides in safe. And now we have men at the corners and nobody out. Sack fly would make it 4-0. There's Denzer. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. He has contact issues at times, so really need him to put the ball in play. Even a double play would get us a run. Here's a pitch from Edmonds. Here's a high fly ball into right center field. Racing over is Weimer. He's got it. Garner tags. Here's the throw, and he is safe. And we now have a 4-0 lead. Huge at-bat there by Garner. And that's all the runs we would score as we have a 4-0 lead after 7. We're going to hop to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ray Harvey up 1 for 3 with a double, a run, stolen base. Nobody on and 1 out. He's down on the count 0-2. And he gets hit in the thigh there. So now we're going to get a man on. Keep saying we need more tack on runs. And I'll bring in Luke Grace with a big 2-run shot back in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 7. He already got as many hits in this series as he had in the entire postseason last year. Here's the pitch from Garcia. And it's a shot to left field. He just did it again. Wow, almost the exact same spot. Luke Grace flashing the power. 2 2-run homers in this game, and now we are up 6-0. It's 870 feet of home runs today for Luke Grace. Exactly what we need in the bottom half of the order is production. And Grace with 2 home runs, Rosario with a home run, Harvey with a double. Man, now if we can get the top half of the lineup hitting just like this, both pitches, exact same spot, almost in the exact same spot in the stands. Now we're going to hop to the top of the 9th inning, 1 on and 2 out. Luis Alfonso trying to close this game out. 0-2 pitch to Weimer, and he swings and misses and strikes out, and the Angels use the long ball to even up this series at 1. As our offense showed up, as I asked in the intro, need some offense, need some good pitching. Well, we got both as Freddie throws a gem. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 9 Ks. The offense definitely showed up, especially, like I said, the bottom half. See the line score. They only had 4 hits. Grace 2 for 4, 2 home runs, and Freddie with that line score. Phenomenal game all around for everybody on the Angels. Now this series is tied at 1 as we go to Boston. Take a look at this box score. 2 hits from Martin. They only had 4 hits. They struck out 12 times. May didn't pitch poorly, but Edmonds and Garcia both gave up home runs. See our side only had 1 hit in the top half, but Harvey had a hit. Grace had 2. Garner had a hit. Rosario had 2. Double by Harvey. Home runs by Rosario and Grace. 2 stolen bases. Absolute gem by Freddie. Foley and Alfonso throw 2 perfect innings. Well, I'm sorry, there's a walk in there. But we get the dub and we even up this series. Now the series shifts back to Boston. 1-1 tie. Venerable Fenway Park. Historic stadium. And we hopefully have our offense fully awake now. Pitching was just exceptional in that game. Hoping to get more of that today. And if we can take a 2-1 lead in this series, I feel confident we can rip off 3 straight wins, win this series. I'm hoping we do, because we're going to get Garrett Crochet in Game 5 if it goes back home. See, they won 5-2. We win 6-0. Santana needs to wake up. Made needs to wake up. Bottom half has already woken up. We're going to be taking on Brandon Fott. Tyler Bremner's on the mound for us. Hopefully we can get on Fott early. We start Game 3. All right, Brandon Fott, see what he did in the first round. Regular season was rough. Went 8-15 with a 6.54 ERA. Is not a number you want to see very often as a pitcher. Santana hitless so far in the postseason. Still in a big slump going back to last year. It's a 3-2 count. And here's a shot down the left field line, and that is fair and into the corner. Santana on his way to second base. Throw comes in. He slides in safe. There we go. Extra base hit. Start the game. Double inside the left field line, and now we got a man scoring position with nobody out for Nelson Rada. He's 2 for 8 in the series with a strikeout. 3-1 pitch to him. There's going to be a pop fly into center field. Anthony drifting back, shy of the track. He's got it. Tag, throw comes in. Santana is in safely at third base. Now we have a man on third and less than 2 out. Now how important that is. We'll take a look at our lineup. Exact same lineup that we had yesterday. We want to keep things going and hope the top half wakes up. It brings in Edgar, still looking for his first hit in this round. He's 0 for 8 with a strikeout. Down on count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And jam shot pop-up. And right in front of the plate. And Bodine's going to have that. Man, that was just a good pitch. And bad result for us. Runner stays at third with 2 out now. And Jesus Mate's going to have to get a base hit to get the run home. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch. There's a high fly ball into left field. Martin drifting back to the track in front of the wall. Reaches up and catches it for the 3rd out. Thought that was going to carry a little bit further. So did Mate. Thought he had one off the wall. But we failed to score after getting a man to 3rd with 1 out. We go to the bottom half of the 1st. And like I said, on the mound, Tyler Bremner, 13-9. Really, really good season. Really improved the walkout rate and his strikeout rate the last 2 seasons. And he pitched an absolute gem against the Astros last year in the playoffs. Looking for him to do the same thing in the ALDS this year. David Hamilton, the shortstop, will be leading things off for Boston. First pitch swinging. Here's a fly ball in the left center field. Santana drift over, and he'll take that for the first out. This short wall, we can play Santana. He doesn't have to cover as much ground. And you can see this is the same lineup that they used in Game 1 against Derek Siddiqui. That'll bring in Austin Martin, left fielder. He's 2 for 8 in the series. 4 strikeouts, though. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Harvey, standing like a statue. Finally, he takes a couple of steps, and he'll have that for the 2nd out. That'll bring in Roman Anthony. This dude's been a problem. He's 4 for 8 with 2 RBIs in the series. Nobody on, 2 out. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a pop fly into left field. Santana a couple of steps back on the edge of the track, and he'll have that. So Tyler Bremner does his job. A quick 1-2-3, bottom of the first. Keeps this game scoreless as we head to the second inning. And leading off the inning will be Ray Harvey. It's 2 for 6. He's got a double, 2 RBI. He's also struck out 3 times. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball. Base hit through short and third. So the Angels are going to get their leadoff man on here in the second inning. Need to get runs early. Put Boston on defense. With Grace stepping in. A pair of 2-run shots last game. Broke that game open. He's got a very short wall here in left field. You wonder if he could do that again. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be a ground ball off the pitcher. Morgan's got it at first base, and he just beats Grace to the bag. Wow. A little bit faster runner, and he is definitely in. Now they got to check on Fott to see if he's okay. Took that off his leg. He says he's okay. Just walk it off. That'll bring in Ricky Garner now. Man on second, 1 out. Early scoring opportunity. It's 2 for 7 with 2 stolen bases in the first 2 games. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Fott. That's going to be a ground ball through to the right side for a base hit. Harvey around third. Throw comes into second, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead here in the second inning, just like we needed. Early lead. Ricky coming through. Third hit of the playoffs already. Goes the opposite way. Especially against right-hand pitchers. Doesn't have quite the same contact number against righties. That's the only run we would score in the inning, but it's enough to give us a 1-0 lead after an inning and a half. And we're going to hop all the way to the top of the 5th inning. Not much going on offensively for either team except for that single. And here's a base hit to right field by Edgar Mota with 2 outs. Good to see him getting base hits. Those singles and doubles lead to home runs. And that'll bring in Made. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Hasn't done much in the series. 1 for 8 coming into the day. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a high fly ball into center field. Anthony racing back, and he looks up. He's going to play it off the wall, and Karams almost gets by him. Here comes the throw in. Made's around third base. Throw to the plate, and he is safe. Inside park home run for Jesus Made. That ball had some serious hang time. See this replay. It's just a high fly ball. Looks like it's going to be a double. Missed it by a home run by 6 feet. And then the high bounce that gets away, and Made slides in and just beats the tag as we get a 2-run inside the park home run. That's the only runs we're going to score in an inning, but now we're up 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Next, we're going to skip ahead to the bottom of the 6th. Trey Morgan's going to lead things off. Still 3-0 Angels. Tyler Bremner. 1-2 pitch, and he swings and misses and strikes out. That's strikeout number 8 for Bremner. He's retired 16 in a row at this point. Aiden Bodine comes in. 2-2 count on him. Here's a pitch. Here's a high fly ball in the right field, and Garner is going to settle under it and have that for the second out. That's 17 in a row, boys and girls. You know what that means. Now bring in Braden Montgomery, 0 for 1 on the day. Full count on him. Don't walk him. Make him hit the ball. Here's a pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to short. Made backhands it. Strong throw to first, and he's out easily. And Tyler Bremner hasn't allowed a base runner through 6 innings as we lead 3-0. And new pitcher for the Sox here in the 7th inning is going to be lefty Robert Garcia. See his numbers in the first round. And we're going to skip ahead later in the inning. Ray Harvey, 1 for 3 with a single. He's up. Mota walked earlier in the inning, but there's 1 on and 2 out. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Here's a high fly ball down the left field line, and it is gone! Ray Harvey with a 2-run shot over the Green Monster gives the Angels a 5-0 lead here in Game 3 as our power bats have shown up in these last 2 games. Almost every single player in our lineup had home 20. I think we had 3 guys with 19. Everybody else had over 20 on the year. See this replay. Yeah, you can't throw a bell-tie fastball like that And he hit that way up there and off the sign up there, off the MLB The Show sign. 111 miles an hour. I think he got all of the wood on that one. That's the only runs we're going to score in the inning, but that's enough as we have a now 5-0 lead here in Game 3. And we go to the bottom half of the inning. David Hamilton 0 for 2 with a strikeout's going to lead things off for the Red Sox. 0-2 count. Here's a pitch, and he swings and misses on a fastball on the inside. That's 19 straight retired by Tyler Bremner. I'll bring in Austin Martin. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. And here's a shot down the left field line. Santana racing over, and it's off the wall. Santana gets the ball back in. Martin slides in with a double. So there goes the perfect game. Tyler Bremner goes 1 out into the 7th inning. His last 2 starts on the road in the ALDS have just been phenomenal. Gave up 2 hits at Houston, and he gives up his first hit here in the 7th inning in this year's series at Boston. Now to bring in Roman Anthony. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. A very dangerous hitter, though. Man in scoring position with 1 out. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Made sliding stop. Gets up, throws from a knee, and Anthony just beats it out. Took too long to get the throw off. So now the Sox are going to have men at the corners and 1 out. And that's going to be it for Bremner. I'm not going to let this inning blow up on him. He's pitched such a really good game. I'm going to get him out. Bring in a fresh arm. We're going to bring in the lefty Danny Young, that wipeout sweeper. First man he's going to face is Junior Camaneros. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. He can make this a 2-run game with 1 swing of the bat, though. Runs the count full. Here's the pitch. And takes strike 3 at the knees on the inside corner for the 2nd out. Big out there by Danny Young. Runner doesn't score from third, so now they're going to take a hit to get this run in. Casas 0 for 2 with a strikeout. You can get out of this jam with no runs allowed. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball through the hole on the left side, and Boston gets on the board with their first run. 2-out single by Casas the other way. Now they're going to have 2 men on and 2 out for Cody Clemens. He doesn't like lefties either, though. Tying run is on deck, so we need to keep him off base. He's down on count 0-2. Come on, throw that sweeper. Here's the pitch. And swings and misses on the sweeper. I just asked for it, and he gave it to me. So Red Sox do get a run in the inning on the RBI single by Tristan Casas as they break up the perfect game. But our Angels still lead 5-1 after 7. We're going to skip all the way to the top of the 9th inning. Ben Brown, former starting pitcher, now a reliever, coming in out of the pen for Boston. Still 5-1 lead for the Angels. Leandro Santana leading things off. He's got a double today. Here's a line shot up the middle. He's going to have a second hit. Man, if he heats up, Boston's in trouble. And I like that he's on first base because now he can try and steal a bag and really mess with the defense. That'll bring in Nelson Rada. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Need him to start doing something on offense as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Brown. There's a high fly ball into deep right field. Racing back is Weimer, and it is over his head and over the fence for a ground rule double, and that's going to cost us a run. But Santana's going to have to stop at third. That weird swing by Rada generates a lot of backspin when he gets under the ball. And Weimer tried for it and just hops into the pen. So now we're going to have second and third and nobody out, and they're just going to walk Mota. They're not going to take a chance. They're going to load the bases and try and get a double play. That'll bring in Made. And that 2-run inside the park home run earlier in the game. Got a full count. Take a fly ball. Here's the pitch. Here's a high fly ball into right center field. Weimer racing back and shy of the track. He's got it. Runner's tag. Throw comes in. And it's now 6-1 Angels. Made does his job. Drives in the run. And on second, went to third on the play. So now Harvey, who's also homered and singled. Got men at the corners and 1 out. Take another fly ball here. 3-2 pitch. And there we go. Fly ball into left field. A little shallower than the last one. Here's the catch. Here's the tag and the throw. And it's up the third base line. And sliding in safe is Rada. And now we're up 7-1. That's all the runs we would get in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. up 7-1. Man on second. 2 outs. Jason Foley trying to finish this game off. 1-2 pitch to Clemens. Here's to be a ground ball. Short, got it. Made, throw to first. And the Angels use both great pitching and great hitting, great power hitting to come back in this series, winning 2 games in a row. Now we lead the series 2-1 as Bremner followed Lorenz, pitching gems back-to-back. And our home run bats absolutely woke up in these last 2 games. Check the line score. Bremner, 1 run in 6 1/3, 9 strikeouts. Harvey, home run, 3 RBIs. Made with an inside the park home run. Now we're up 2-1. Just need one more win. Hopefully we can do it in game 4, not go back and face Crochet. Look at our offense. 2 hits for Santana, 2 for Mota, 2 for Harvey, 2 for Garner. We had 3 doubles, 2 home runs, only 6 strikeouts. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to see strikeouts. I want to see guys put the ball in play. Bremner again, 1 run over 6 innings. Bullpen, no runs in the last 2 2/3 innings. On their side, 2 hits again for Anthony. No walks, that was huge. 13 strikeouts. Fought 3 runs in 5 innings, and their bullpen really did not pitch well. Now it's on to game 4 as our Angels on the verge of winning the series and going back to the ALCS. We definitely want to get this win right now. We do not want to go back home and have to face Garrett Crochet one more time. Boston needs to win out, but we just need to handle business right now before they get their ace back in the mound. And I'm fairly confident we can do that. I'm not impressed with their pitching staff outside of Crochet. And on the mound for us, we have a rookie, Richard Duke. Hopefully he will come through in the clutch. You can see we gave up 5 the first game, only 1 run since, as our offense has definitely woken up. We need all of that to continue. They're going to have Chase Petty on the mound today. He was 13-7 with a 4.21 ERA. And our rookie, Richard Duke, 13-8 with a 4.30 ERA. It's the Angels looking to go to the ALCS. It's the Red Sox looking to stay alive. It's the postseason on MLB The Show 25. There he is, as I said, Chase Petty. Decent season for him. It's not like he's a scrub pitcher, but their pitching is not anywhere close to ours. We just got to get to this guy early. And leading off, Leandro Santana. It's only 2 for 13 in the series. Need to get him woken up bigly and just strike right down the middle as we start this game between Santana and Made. One of these guys has to figure out how to bat leadoff, and the other one hit cleanup. There's the 1-2 pitch from Petty, and he swings and misses and strikes out, and that's how we start the game. Not ideal, but we've got other guys in the lineup. Hopefully Nelson Rada can be one of those guys to get things going. He's 3 for 13. Down to count 0-2. Here's Petty's pitch, and he swings and misses on the changeup and strikes out, so not a good start. 2 strikeouts to start the game for us. Exactly how Boston want to start this game. That'll bring in Edgar. He's only 2 for 11. You'll notice a lot of our guys are having low batting averages in the series. 2-2 pitch, and he's going to pop this one up into short left field. Shortstop racing back, and Hamilton grabs that, and we go down pretty quickly. 1-2-3 as we head to the bottom of first. Richard Duke on the mound. There he is, our rookie, 13-8 on the season. Been really enjoying what he's done so far. Striking out more guys than I expected based on his ratings. Leading off, David Hamilton. He's 3 for 9 with a couple of doubles. So he's been doing the job at the top of the order. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a fly ball into right field. Garner racing back, and he'll settle under it and have that for the first out. Good start. And you can see their lineup. Same lineup they've used against right-handed pitchers in the series. In steps Austin Martin. He's 3 for 12. Has struck out 5 times, though. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Duke. That's going to be a little flare over first base, and that's going to drop as Garner keeps it out of the corner. So the Red Sox will have a man on here in the first with 1 out. That'll bring in Anthony. He has been the problem. 6 for 12 with a double, 2 RBI. We can shut him down. We can easily win this series. Here's a line shot into right center field. That's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Anthony. Hamilton around third base. And he is going to score, and Boston gets an early 1-0 lead in a game that they have to win. We just can't get this guy out. Now to bring in Caminero. He's only 2 for 12 in the series. Here's a ground ball is short. Made will have that. Throw him out. So Anthony has to stay at second, and there are 2 down now. That brings in Tristan Casas. He's 2 for 11. 4 strikeouts in the series. Duke has him in a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he swings and pops this up down the third base line. Guzman in foul territory. He's going to have that. We get out of that without giving up any more runs. But Roman Anthony gets the Red Sox off to the start they wanted with his RBI double as they lead 1-0 after 1. And we're going to hop to the bottom of the third inning. Not much else happening in this game outside of that bottom of the first rally by the Red Sox. Hamilton has a full count. Here's the pitch from Duke. And it's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through. So the Red Sox will have their leadoff man on here in the third inning. That'll bring in Martin. He singled back in the first inning, scored. There's a shot into left field, but right at Santana, and he'll have that for the first out as Hamilton goes back to first base. Now Anthony, absolute terror against us in this series. RBI double in the first is the only run of the game. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Duke. Runner goes, strike, throw down, and he is safe. Close play there. Now Anthony's down in count 0-2, but he's got a man in scoring position with 1 out. Here's the pitch. And he swings and misses and strikes out on the changeup. Finally, about time we got him out. 4th K for Duke, and that'll bring in Caminero. He's 2 for 13 in the series. Does have a home run, though. At a 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Duke. And he swings and misses and strikes out. That was a long at-bat. 9-pitch at-bat. But Duke ends up getting out of it, not giving up any runs. See, he's pumped. Now the offense needs to show up and start doing something. Our pitching has just been dominant last 2 games plus. Now leading off the top of the 4th for the Angels, Nelson Rada struck out in his first at-bat. Needs somebody to get on base, generate some offense. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball base hit up the middle. There we go. Finally get our leadoff man on. In front of Moda, Made, Harvey. We've got a bunch of guys that can drive in some runs. We just need base runners. As I said, that'll bring in Moda. He's struggling too. 2 for 12 with a double. Once he gets going, I think our offense is going to be even better. I mean, obviously it's going to be better. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and here's a shot down the left field line, and that is fair and into the corner. Rada around third. Here comes the throw, and he is safe. The Angels tie this game up. Back-to-back hits to start the 4th, a single and a double. And that'll bring in Made. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And if we can get Moda and Made going, this series is going to be done tonight. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball base hit up the middle. Moda around third. Here comes the throw from Anthony, and he is safe as he just beats the throw. And just like that, 3 straight hits, and we have a 2-1 lead. That'll bring in Ray Harvey, doing a little bit better in this series. 4 for 11 with a homer and 5 ribs. Count goes full on him. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses and strikes out on the inside fastball. That was a long 9-pitch at bat as well. T. Petty with 5 Ks. That'll bring in Luke Grace with 1 on and 1 out. Here's a pitch. There's a high fly ball to center field, racing back to the wall. Is Anthony looking up, and this one is gone! Luke Grace, his 3rd 2-run homer of the series. We went from being down 1-0 to up 4-1 in the space of 5 batters this inning. Let's go. I said our offense needed to wake up, and they did just that in this inning. See the replay. That was letter high, and he hits it to dead center field. And we have a big lead. And that's all the runs we would score. So we take a nice 4-1 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Now we just need to keep their offense shut down the rest of this game. Now we're going to jump all the way to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still leading 4-1. Nobody on, 2 out. Caden Bodine at bat. Facing Eric Miller. He's got a full count. Here's the pitch, and he takes ball 4. So Sox will get a man on here with 2 out. Braden Montgomery coming up next, and we're going to the pen. Miller hasn't pitched poorly, but this is his second inning of work. Doesn't usually throw that many pitches. We don't want this inning to get out of hand. And we're going to bring in Phil Perez. See his numbers on the regular season, be his first appearance in the series, and shut this rally down now before it gets started. So 1 on, 2 out. Montgomery 0 for 2 with a K. Count goes even at 2. Here's Perez's pitch. That's going to be a ground ball base hit through the hole on the right side. So now the Red Sox will have 2 men on. That's going to bring up the tying run. Sitting here cruising along with a 4-run lead. And now we got 2 on and 2 out for David Hamilton. One of the better hitters in the series. He's already singled in this game. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Perez. And swinging and a miss, and he strikes him out on the splitter. And we strand those 2 runners. Clutch performance there. Big time K to end that rally as we lead 4-1 now going to the 8th. Now we're going to skip all the way to the 9th. Still sitting on a 4-1 lead. Bullpen pitchers have been doing their job for both teams. Now it's time for Daryl Boovey. See his numbers on the regular season. Try and shut this down and get us back to the ALCS. Leading off is going to be first baseman Tristan Casas. Down in the count 0-2. Here's Boovey's pitch. He swings and misses and strikes out on a fastball. There we go. 1 down, just need 2 more outs. That'll bring in second baseman Cody Clemens. He singled and struck out tonight. Down in the count 0-2. Here's a pitch from Darryl. And it's going to be a ground ball up the middle and past Made. Diving attempt there. So the Sox will have a man on. That's going to bring the tying run on deck. Trey Morgan. 1 for 12, home run way back early in the series. Nothing since. He's walked tonight. It's down in count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And he swings and misses a 12-6 way off the plate. Helps us out and strikes out. So now we're just 1 out away from going to the ALCS. Caden Bonine, he's struggling 1 for 9 in the series. Has walked today. Got a full count. Here's the pitch from Boovey. And he misses inside with the changeup. So we don't get the 3rd out, and now the tying run is going to come to the plate. Braden Montgomery, 1 for 3 with a single. He's also struck out. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 9th. 1-2 count. Just need 1 more strike. Come on, Daryl. Come on, Daryl. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses and strikes out, and our Angels win the ALDS. We will be going back to the ALCS. Lose the first game to Garrett Crochet and storm right back, win 3 straight. And we get to go back to the ALCS where we have unfinished business from last season. Started slow, finished strong. Now we need to figure out who we're going to face in the next round. So we actually had some offense show up, and showed up in 1 inning, but that's sometimes all you need. Let's check this box score. Bunch of guys with 1 hit, 2 hits for Grace, including the big 2-run homer. Moda and Garner with doubles. No walks, 12 Ks. Don't like that ratio. Duke, phenomenal 5 innings. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Bullpen only allows 2 hits the rest of the way. No runs, 7 strikeouts. And now we go to the ALCS. Try to get to the World Series. Let's go. After that ALDS win over the Red Sox, we are off to the ALCS. Over in the National League, the Padres swept Pittsburgh, so they're off to the NLCS. They were there last year, lost to San Francisco. Now we got the Yankees and Twins tied at 2. Cubs and Mets tied at 2. Let's advance this day and see who goes on to the AL and NLCS. And the Mets win 3-2 in the National League, so it's Mets and Padres. And the Twins knock off the Yankees. And so we're going to be hosting Minnesota while San Diego hosts the Mets. Wow. Minnesota was down 2-1. They came back and won both Game 4 and Game 5. Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. 3 home runs in the game. Wow. All right, so there we have it. Angels and Twins, Padres and Mets. That's your League Championship Series. Now it's time to move on and see who wins those and go meet in the World Series. Before we get into the ALCS, I want to take a look at this team real quick. Don't know much about them. I know they only won 82 games. Billy Tucker, second baseman, hit .217 with 7 homers, 28 stolen bases. Not a good on base. Daniel Pierce, third base, hit .271, 9 home runs, 38 RBIs, a lot of strikeouts. Kyle Stowers, .309 with 28 home runs. Decent amount of walks, on base of .412. Walker Jenkins is their big dude, 32 home runs, 112 RBI, hit .250. Sebastian Walcott, 17 home runs, 77 ribs, 12 steals, hit .248. Carson Bench, DH, 20 home runs, 16 steals, hit .291. Manuel Rodriguez, 15 home runs, 60 RBIs, hit .250. Aaron Sabato only played 4 games, and that's because their regular first baseman, Troy Johnston, hit 22 home runs during the regular season. He tore a shoulder, and he is out for all of the playoffs. And Tyler Stevenson hit .292, 15 home runs, 63 RBI. On the bench, Frankie Lindor, .274, 6-32. But he's heavily regressing and not playing, just on the bench. Andres Ayala, young player, .298, 6 home runs, 39 ribs, 8 steals. Merrick Houston, .429 in 2 games, so 3 for 7 during this regular season. Didn't play very much, 82 overall. Eduardo Tate, backup catcher, .293, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, 4 steals. Kalen Culpepper, .259, 9 home runs, 43 ribs. Ton of strikeouts, not many walks. Offense does not look threatening in the least, especially without a power-hitting first baseman in a lineup. Pitching rotation, Dean Kramer, 15-4 with a .315 ERA in a regular season. Nick Frasso only pitched 10 games, 10 starts, 4-1, .433. Riley Quick, 7-13 with a .415 ERA. But I did look up, he was 3-0 against the Yankees and the Royals. Didn't give up a single run in all 3 games. So he is on a heater, 8 hits in 23 innings with no runs allowed. He is the reason why they made it past both rounds. Caden Dana, former Angel prospect, we had to let go back in offseason of year 1. 8-15 with a .650 ERA, 30 home runs allowed. Patrick Sandoval is yet to play in the playoffs, 8-16 with a .492 and 30 home runs allowed. Bullpen doesn't look like much special over here. Only 2 guys in the 80s. Johnny Romero struck out 100 guys in 81 innings, 32 holds. Closer Milton Costa, 5-7, 47 saves, .362 ERA. So it doesn't look like they're much of anything special. They're going to get Derek Siddiqui in Game 1 against Dean Kramer. Let's get into this series. Hopefully it's a quick one. And welcome back, everybody, to the ALCS. Disappointing loss to the Mariners last year. Hopefully we'll have a completely different outcome this year as we take on the Minnesota Twins. Home field advantage again, since we were the best team in all of baseball. And hopefully our offense in those last 3 games against Boston showed some signs of life. Our pitching has been dominant the entire postseason. So I have a great feeling about this series. See if our team will actually make my feelings the truth. Minnesota Twins. Los Angeles Angels. It's the best of 7 to see who goes to the World Series. And I switched things up. I said Siddiqui was going to start, but I changed my mind. Freddie's going to go to the number 1 slot. We're going to move Bremner to Game 2, and Siddiqui's going to pitch Game 3. Lorenz and Bremner are pitching a lot better than Derek in this postseason, so I want our best guys to be out there earlier in the series. And Andres Ayala, their center fielder, is going to lead things off. Here's the first pitch of the game, and there's a pop fly into right field. Garner, a couple of steps over. He's going to have that, and that's a quick first out of this ALCS 2031. See their lineup. This will be the lineup they use against lefties. A couple of other changes to the lineup when they face right-handed pitching. A lot of left-handed bats, power bats in the middle of their order, though. And Kalen Culpepper is going to step in. He's not had an at-bat in the postseason this year. He's down on a count 0-2. Here's a pitch from Freddie. And it's going to be a line shot up the middle. 2-hopper, 3-hopper to center field. Rada's going to get that back in. And Minnesota will get their first base runner of the series, and that brings in the dangerous power hitter Kyle Stowers. See what he did in the first round against the Yankees. 1 on, 1 out. He's down in a count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Lorenz. It's a ground ball up the middle. Harvey's got it. Flip the second for one. Relay to first. And they just get him. He looks safe to me. But the umpire called him out. That's a big double play. Our defense has been excellent in the postseason as well as our pitching. Then we go to the bottom of the first. Dean Kramer on the mound. Not pitched well in 2 starts in the postseason. I am not impressed by their pitching staff in the least, so we should have a lot of success against these guys. Leandro Santana, a woeful first round, 118. Need to get him off to Schneid early. Works the count full. Here's the pitch from Kramer. And it's low for ball 4. There we go. Didn't get a hit, but he does get a walk, and now he can use his legs to disrupt them on the base paths. And I'll bring in Rada. Only hit 235 in the first round himself. Very slow start to the postseason by our best hitters. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be a ground ball. Base hit up the middle. Santana's going to have to hold at second base, but we get the first 2 guys on ahead of Edgar. That's what we want. Now we can have Moda do some damage here early and get this ALCS started in the right way. Got a 2-2 count, though. There's a pitch from Kramer. And he takes strike 3 on the outside edge of the plate. There's 1 down. I need him to be swinging the bat. And that'll bring in Made. He's also struggled, but he does have a home run and 4 ribs. Guys are making loud contact when they make contact, just not enough. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball base hit into left field. Santana's around third. Throw comes in, and he is safe. And the Angels take a 1-0 lead here in Game 1 of the ALCS. 2 hits and a walk is how we want to start this game. And I'll bring in Ray Harvey. 2 on and 1 out. See if he can add to this 1-0 lead. Down to count 0-2, though. Here's Kramer's pitch. Number 21 of the inning is strike 3 at the letters. That's the second out. The 2 biggest hitters taking strikes right down the middle. That'll bring in Luke Grace. Big home runs in the first round against Boston. And first pitch swinging. Here's a high fly ball deep to left center field. Stowers racing back to the track in front of the fence, and he's got it as he reaches up in front of the top of the wall. But Jesus Made does get us an RBI here in the first inning as we take early lead here in Game 1 of the ALCS. Here we go to the top of the second inning. Walker Jenkins lead things off for the Twins. So he didn't have a high average, did hit a home run. Got him down to count 0-2. Here's a pitch, and it's going to be a little flare over third, and that's going to drop. Rosario gets it back in. Going to hold him to a single. He's their most dangerous hitter in the lineup. Had 32 homers, 112 RBI on the season. That'll bring in Carson Benj, another power hitter. 20 home runs in the regular season. Count goes full on him. Come on, Freddie. Here's a pitch. Here's a high fly ball into right center field. Rada and Garner chasing Rada. Going to play it off the wall. Throw comes back in, and they're going to hold him at third base. Not sure why he held up on that. So now they have second and third and nobody out for Aaron Sabato. Having to fill in at first base. Troy Johnston, shoulder tear, takes him out. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a high fly ball into left field. Rosario's got it. Runner's going to tag. Here comes the throw. And he is safe as it throws up the first base line. And we have a 1-1 tie. That'll bring in catcher Tyler Stevenson. He had 15 home runs during the season. Twins have a man in scoring position still. 1 out. Tie game here in the second. 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss on the changeup. Lorenz gets him to chase that outside pitch and strike out. Keep that runner at second base. And that'll bring in Sebastian Walcott, their shortstop. 17 home runs in the regular season. Heading to count 3-1. Here's a pitch and inside for ball 4. So the inning continues. Twins generating a lot of offense in the top of the second inning. And I'll bring in third baseman Daniel Pierce. Had a really good first round. 271 in the regular season. 2 on, 2 out, tie game. 0-1 count. Here's a pitch from Freddie. And it's going to be a base hit in the right field. Garner's charging. Comes up with the throw. Here's the play at the plate. And he is out. And it wasn't even close. What a play by Garner, flashing the defense out there in right field. We only give up 1 run in the inning thanks to this excellent throw by Ricky Garner as we gun the guy down at home that easily. And we're going to hop all the way to the top of the 5th inning. Pitching is dominated since the 2nd inning. Still 1-1. Walcott leading off. He's going to pop this one up. And Grace behind the plate. He's going to have that for the foul out, and that's how we start the top of the 5th. Both pitchers pitching a gem. That'll bring in Daniel Pierce. He singled back in the 2nd inning, and Garner gunned that guy out at home plate. Keep this game tied at 1. Work the count full. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Freddie. And inside, missed badly with that slider. And now the Twins will have a man on first with 1 out. In steps Andres Ayala, their center fielder, 0-for-2 with a strikeout. He runs the count to 3-0. Come on, Freddie, don't walk back-to-back guys. Here's a pitch and a 4-pitch walk. And Twins are going to have 2 on with 1 out. Got to regain his composure and his control. Now bring in Kalen Culpepper. He's 1-for-2 with a single. 2 on, 1 out. Tie game here in the 5th. 0-2 count on Culpepper. Here's the pitch. And he chases a changeup and strikes out. Big strikeout there. Now they'll have 2 on and 2 outs. Now bring in Kyle Stowers. He's 1-for-2 with a double. Got a bloop double back in the 3rd inning. It's the last hit in this game by either team. 1-1 count. There's a pitch from Freddie. And it's going to be a pop fly into center field. Rada barely has to move. And he's going to have that. And Freddie pitches out of a jam he created with back-to-back walks. So we are through 5 innings. This game is still tied. His offense is at a premium. And we're jumping all the way to the top of the 9th. As I said, offense non-existence for both teams. There still hasn't been a hit since Stowers' double in the 3rd inning. Jenkins trying to lead things off for the Twins. He's 1-for-3. Scored a run. Back in the 2nd. Head-and-head count 3-0. Come on, Eric. Don't walk this guy. Here's the pitch. And 4-pitch walk is how the Twins are going to start the 9th. Not a good start for us. It is Miller's 2nd inning of work, though. Now bring in Carson Benj. He's 1-for-3 with a double. Twins trying to get a late rally going. Steal game 1. It's a 1-0 pitch, and he pops it up behind the plate. Grace gonna have that. There we go. Foul out. Doesn't even get the ball in fair territory. Now we just need a double play from Sabato here. You can see he's 0-for-2 with a sac fly. Heading to count 2-1. Strikeout, double play, pop out. I want the double play, though. Here's a ground ball. One hopper to Mota. Throws the second for 1. Relay to first, and there we go. Speak it into existence again. So we get the clutch double play and erase that leadoff walk as the Twins fail to score in the top of the 9th. Now we just need 1 run to walk this game 1 off. And we're going to take this all the way to the top of the 13th inning. Still no offense by either team as Abe Vento is going to come in. See what he did against the Red Sox. Don't like that 9 ERA. It's been a weird game. Both teams have thrown essentially the equivalent of a no-hitter so far in this game. Here's Sebastian Walcott, 0-for-3 with a walk. He's up 3-0. Here's the pitch from Vento, and it's a 4-pitch walk to start the 13th, just like they did in the 9th. Come on, Abe, we need more control than that. That'll bring in Daniel Pierce. Singled earlier in the game. 1, nobody out, 1-2 count. Here's a pitch from Vento, and it's going to be a line shot into right field and drop in front of Garner. They're going to have 2 men on and nobody out here in the 13th inning. Not a good start for us. Twins trying to find some kind of offense. Now that'll bring in Andres Ayala. He's 0-for-4 with a walk. Not doing any kind of job as their leadoff guy in this game. He's also struck out. 2 on, nobody out here in the 13th. Now a double play would be awesome. Here's a pitch. There's a fly ball into right field. Garner racing back a few steps. He'll have that. Runner tags. Here comes the throw, and it is offline, and Walcott's into third base. The Twins are going to have a minute at the corners and 1 out. They just need a fly ball from Kalen Culpepper, and they will take the lead. He's 1-for-5 with a single. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball. Base hit past Harvey. Runner's going to score. As Garner throws it in, and the guy in first is going to go to third, and he is out. Nice strong throw by Garner as he guns down Pierce at third base. Look at this replay. I thought Harvey might get to this, just past his glove. Garner comes up charging. He knows he can't get the guy at the plate, so it's just an accurate throw to third. That wipes out that guy right there. Garner with 2 clutch throw-outs on the bases in this game. Now bring in Stowers with 1 on and 2 out. 0-2 count on him. Twins up 2-1 here in the 13th. Here's a high fly ball in the center. Rada's going to drift over, and he'll have that for the 3rd out. But the Twins rally here in the 13th. A walk and 2 singles. And they have a 2-1 lead now as we go to the bottom of the 13th inning. We need some help at the plate. And coming out of the pen for the Twins, their closer, Milton Costa. He's got 4 saves already in the playoffs. A lot of close games for them. Leading off will be Luke Grace. He's 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Had 3 2-run homers against the Red Sox in the first round. And the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to second base. Culpepper bobbles, throws, and he gets him easily. I don't know why Grace was jogging to first. And that's a first out here in the 13th inning as Ricky Garner steps in. He's 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. 2 great plays on defense, though. To even get him on base. He has wheels. And steal and get in scoring position. Here's the 0-1 count. And a ground ball. First base, Sabato's got it. He'll race to the bag. And there are 2 quick outs here in the 13th inning. Come on, guys. Gonna bring in Kalai Rosario. Last chance for the Angels. Heading to count 2-0, though. Here's a pitch. And it's going to be a base hit into right field. There we go. 2-out magic. Get a man on. Try to get him home. That's going to bring in Denzer. See this replay before we get to Guzman's at bat. Inside out swinging. Trying to infuse some life into our offense. As I said, that'll bring in Denzer. He's got home run power. He can walk it off with 1 swing of the bat. And he takes strike at the letters. I'll take a walk. I'll take a single, but big fly would definitely be the optimum result in this at-bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Costa, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Culpepper throws the first, and the Twins come in and steal game 1 to get just enough offense to take this first game on the road, steal home field advantage away from us. Great game from most of their pitching staff. We just could not do anything. Shocking turn of events. 3 hits in 13 innings is ugly. Kramer, 1 run over 5 2/3. Freddie pitched a great game, and we didn't do anything to back him up. Now we go to a game 2. I wouldn't say it's must win, but we don't want to go down 2-0 going back to Minnesota. See Culpepper with 2 hits in a rib. Sabato with a sac fly. 2 hits for Pierce. They walked 5 times. And we got 1 hit in the last, remaining 5, 6, 7 2/3, 7 1/3 innings. That's ugly. 1 hit for Rada, 1 hit for Made, 1 hit for Rosario. Struck out 14 times. Look at all those guys with multiple Ks. We just got shoved on by their pitching that I said I wasn't impressed with. And outside of Vento, everybody in the pitching staff did their job. We just need somebody on the offensive side to wake up. And now we're on to game 2 of the ALCS. As I said at the end of the last one, our offense needs to wake up. We need production out of these guys. Our pitching has not been the problem at all in any of the games. We just got shut down by an inferior pitching staff. And it's time for the Stars and this team to wake up. We have plenty of offense. They just need to make sure they're not taking pitches and striking out, put balls in play once in a while. Tyler Bremner on the mound. He's been a great pitcher in the postseason for us the last 2 seasons. On the mound for the Twins, it's going to be Caden Dana, former Angels prospect. We had to let him go at the end of season 1. Twins stole game 1, looking to do the same thing in game 2. Angels, keep saying I'm a broken record. Our offense has to wake up. We got to score some runs. It's game 2 of the ALCS. Tyler Bremner, there he is. Just been a phenomenal postseason pitcher for us. Look what he did in the first round. 42.9% strikeout rate is pretty good, I would say. No walks, and he's been clearly our second best pitcher in the postseason behind Freddie. Here's the first pitch of the game to Billy Tucker, and he's going to hit a ground ball second base, backhanded by Harvey. Turns and throws, and there's one out. Like that. Quick, easy, one out. One pitch out. Here's their lineup against right-handed pitching. So against Siddiqui and Duke and Bremner, this is what they'll run out there. And Ayala stepping in now. Leads off against lefties, bats second against righties. Down and count 0-2. Here's Bremner's pitch. Here's a high fly ball into center field. Rada racing over. He'll settle under it and have that. So that's 2 quick outs. Good start to first inning for us today. In steps Kyle Stowers. Power hitter, had a double in game 1. He's worked the count full. Here's pitch from Bremner. And high for ball 4, so they're going to get a man on with 2 outs. Their big power hitter, Walker Jenkins, coming up next. He hasn't had a big average in the postseason. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a line drive into center field. Rada gets that. He'll get it back in, and Stowers is going to hold at second base. So the Twins, first 2 guys get out. Then we give up a walk and a single. That'll bring in Sebastian Walcott, their shortstop. Not having a good postseason. 2 on, 2 out, 1-1 count. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball through the hole into left field. Coming up throwing is Rosario. And he, strike to the plate. And it wasn't even close. My goodness. Stowers gunned down by 6 feet. As our outfielders have just been phenomenal with throws to the plate, bases. Nice strong arms. I mean, Rosario's a right fielder playing left field. And it's scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first. And on the mound, Caden Dana, as I said, former Angels prospect. Had to let him go after year 1. Twins picked him up. Not had a good ERA in the postseason. Also had a 6.50 ERA in a regular season. Here's the first pitch of the game. Mate, ground ball to first base. Sabato's got it. And there's one down. I don't like the first pitch swinging. Let's make him throw some pitches here in the first inning. Here's our lineup. Mate first, Santana third. We drop Mota to fourth, trying to find some kind of offense. Rada goes to second. We just need some offense in this lineup somewhere, so I'm going to keep juggling it until some combination works for us. Rada with a full count. Here's a pitch, and here's a pop-up into shallow left field. The shortstop drifts back, and he'll have that. Not sure why the outfielders made Walcott go get that, but okay. And that'll bring in Santana. Heading to count 3-1. Here's the pitch, and here's a high fly ball into right field towards the corner, racing over Jenkins, and it's one hop over the wall. Man, almost hit a home run. We'll take the ground rule double. Opposite field power. Got a lot of that in this team. And it was that close, about 4 feet from being a home run. Now we're going to have a man on second base, 2 outs. Edgar Mota up. He is struggling as well in the postseason. Excellent regular season. Heading to count 3-1. Looking for a fastball to drive. Here's the pitch, and it's low for ball 4. So now we're going to have 2 men on and 2 out, just like the Twins did in the top half of the inning. Now it's going to rest on Ray Harvey's shoulders to try and get us 2-out RBI, get us an early lead in this game. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Dana, and fly ball into right center field, and diving catch by Jenkins takes away at least 1, if not 2 runs. My goodness, what a play. Walker Jenkins lays out, backhanded catch, and keeps this game tied. And we're going to hop to the top of the third. Nothing happened for either team in the second. Tyler Stevenson's going to lead things off for the Twins, and he's going to swing and miss on the first pitch. Stevenson having a rough postseason like most players on both teams. It's down to count 0-2 now. Here's the pitch from Bremner. And swing and a miss on the slider, and he strikes out. That's how we start the third inning. First strikeout of the game for Bremner. Now bring in second baseman Billy Tucker, their leadoff hitter. He's had a bad postseason as well. Very few hitters on the Twins are doing anything just like us. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Bremner. And he swings and misses and strikes out on a changeup. So Tyler had no strikeouts coming in the inning. Strikes out the first 2 batters. That'll bring in Ayala, center fielder. First pitch to him. And it's going to be a line shot in the left field, and Rosario's going to have that around the knees, waist area, thigh area. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Bremner. We go to the bottom of third, still looking for their first run of this game. And leading things off will be Jesus Mares. He's got one hit in the series. Drove in our only run back in game 1. Got a 1-1 count. Need him to get on base, use his legs, create disruption on the base paths. Here's a shot in the left center field. And Stowers dives and misses it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Mate around second. He's going to go to third as the throw comes in. He is safe easily. And a leadoff triple by Jesus Mate gets things going for the Angels here in the third. There we go. When Stowers dove and missed it, I knew that was going to be 3 for sure. Opposite field power. All of our guys have it. And that play right there caused the triple. He knocks it down. Might be a hustle double, at least a single. And Mate, you know, with those wheels, he's going to go the extra base. Now to bring in Rada now. Nobody on, nobody out. No score here in the third. Just need him to put the ball in play. Ground ball to the right side. Fly ball. He does have a full count, though. And he swings and misses and strikes out on the changeup. We got to stop striking out in these situations. Get him into third. Less than 2 outs, and we strike out. Now it comes to Santana, who doubled his first time. Here's a high fly ball in the center field. He does exactly what we need. Ayala settles under it. Mate with the tag. Here comes the throw, and they're never going to get him. He walks across home plate. And the Angels strike first, get the first run of game 2. Triple and a sac fly. That'll bring in Edgar, hitting 150 in the playoffs after having a ridiculous regular season. Did walk back in the first. Down the count, 0-2. Here's a pitch from Dana, and he chases and strikes out for the third out. But we do get some offense generated at the top of the order. Like I said, triple, sac fly. Angels up, 1-0. And we go to the top of the fourth inning now. Kyle Stowers played that hit into a triple. Is going to lead things off from Minnesota. He's also having a woeful postseason. 3-1 pitch to him, and it's going to be a shot. Snag, knocked down by Guzman. Throw to first, and he's safe. That ball got away from him. Took him a minute to find it, so now Stowers going to have an infield hit. And the Twins, the tying run on for Walker Jenkins. He singled his first time. 2 for 5 in the series. Just made an outstanding catch earlier in the game. It's a 1-1 pitch from Bremner, and it's going to be a ground ball to short. Mate flipped the second for 1. Harvey's relay, and they just get him. Jenkins thinks he's safe, but he just gets him. Room service, 4-6-3 double play. See the replay. Flip Harvey with the absolute gun to first and just got him by that much. Here we go. Defense coming up strong again. Now bring in Walcott. He singled back in the first inning. He had nobody on and 2 out now. 1-0 lead for the Angels. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Bremner. And it's a shot down the right field line that's going to drop. Garner's going to keep it out of the corner. So the Twins will get a 2-out base hit here. But Bremner's going to get out of this inning quicker. And I'll bring in Carson Benj. 0 for 1 with a ground out. He does have power. Got to be careful here. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Tyler. And he takes strike 3 at the letters. There we go. Third strikeout of the game. Ends this little rally with a double play and a strikeout. The Angels still hold a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Tyler's on a roll, boys and girls. And lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth be Ray Harvey. He's hitless in the ALCS. Another guy that needs to get off the schneid in a big way. Runs the count full. There's a pitch from Dana. Give me a high fly ball in the center field. Ayala a few steps to his left. And he'll settle under that and have that for the first out. As Harvey remains hitless. Big guys are just not doing it right now. That brings in Luke Grace. First pitch to him. There's a high fly ball into shallow left field on the run of Stowers, and he's got that knee-high catch. And that's the second out. Should we take more pitches from these guys? That'll bring in Ricky. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. Been playing great defense even if he isn't hitting very much. It's hitting 250 in the postseason, but not flashing a lot of power. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and there's a shot past Sabato into right field, so we get a 2-out hit. Maybe we can get some more 2-out magic going here. That'll bring in Kalai Rosario. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Hasn't done much either. Solo shot back against Boston. He's down on count 1-2. He's prone to strikeouts too. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball, left center field, and that one is long gone. Way out there by the car. Rosario launches a hanging curveball, 441 feet, 110 mile an hour exit velo. Absolutely nukes that ball. My goodness. Well, it's the bottom of the order coming up for us right now. All postseason. We did get a run earlier in the top half, but the bottom half guys are doing a job, and that was just a towering shot. No doubter. And he's all hit or miss, but when he hits, they're gone. That'll bring up Denzer. He's hitless in the ALCS as well. Another one that needs to get off the schneid. I think we only have 3 guys really doing anything in the postseason. He's down in count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to second base. Tucker has it, throw to first, and there is 3 outs. But we get an absolutely big 2-run blast from Kalai Rosario. We expand this out to a 3-0 lead as we go to the 5th inning. And the Twins did nothing, went out 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. So Keegan Thompson's going to come in and pitch for them here in the bottom half of the 5th. He has not had a good postseason at all. .625 against lefties. That's a nasty batting average. And Made is going to be leading things off, hitting left-handed. He's 1 for 2 with a triple. Scored the first run of the game. Heading to count 3-0. Said before, we need to get him on base. Let his wheels do the work. And there's ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to start the inning. Just what we would have liked to see. That'll bring in Rada. 1 on, nobody out. Hopefully they'll let Jesus do some stealing here. I hate when they just swing it early in the count, get down 0-2, and then he can't go. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. It's a ball. Throw down, and he's in safe easily. Made swipes a bag. Gets himself into scoring position again. Rada with a 2-1 count. There goes Made again. Outside for a ball. Throw down. He's in safely again. As Jesus says, screw it. I'm just going to steal my way around to third base. Generate scoring offense without a base hit. It's now 3-2 count to Rada. Again, ground ball to the right side, fly ball, get this run home. There's a fly ball in the shallow center field. Ayala running in. See if he's going to challenge him. Here's the tag, here's the throw, and he is safe. He just beats the throw. Man, if he throws that up the third base line, he's out. But luckily for us, it wasn't. Now we're up 4-0, and that's the only run we would score in the inning. But now we have a 4-0 lead through 5 here in Game 2 of the ALCS. We're going to hop to the top of the 7th inning. Walker Jenkins 1 for 2 with the singles. Going to lead things off from Minnesota. They need to generate some sort of offense. 3-2 pitches inside for ball 4. So he will draw a leadoff walk. It's only Tyler's second walk of the game, and that's going to be it for him. Pitching an absolute gem. 6 innings, 4 hits. That was only his second walk. 4 Ks, no runs allowed. Again, he allowed no runs against Houston last year. No runs in this game. We're going to go to Jason Foley, our closer from a year ago. Pitching really well in a setup role this season. Try and shut things down here in the 7th inning. Not give the Twins any hope for a comeback. First man he's going to face, Sebastian Walcott. He's 2 for 2. 1 on, nobody out here in the 7th. Unfortunately, Walcott's worked a 3-1 count. Don't walk him. Here's the pitch from Foley. And it'll be a ground ball. Made backhander turns and throws a second for 1. Relay to first, and they just get him there. Wow. Another close double play. 6-4-3, room service. Look at this play. Made makes this play. He has to go on the hole to his right, backhanded. Accurate, strong throw, so Harvey has time to get the ball off, and again, half step at first base. Now he erases that threat as Carson Benj, over 2 with a K, has to step in with nobody on and 2 out here in the 7th. Foley trying to get us out of this inning. No runs allowed. Here's a high fly ball to right field, over towards the corner. Garner's got it, and just like that, Twins go down after they thought they had a chance. We have a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And we're going to hop ahead to the top of the 9th inning. Nothing done in the 8th inning for either team. Danny Young's going to be coming in to finish off this game. Hopefully give us a Game 2 win. Walker Jenkins up to bat now. Kyle Stowers just drew a 2-out walk. Jenkins 1 for 2 with a single. Need to keep him off base so the tying run doesn't come up on deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Young, and it's in the dirt. Gets away from Grace to throw down, and he is safe. Wow, that was a close play. Didn't get away from him very far. That was kind of a ballsy play there by Stowers. See the replay. In the dirt. Good block. It just goes a little bit to his left, and he got a good read. Throw down, and he looked out to the naked eye at first. And I want to show you this replay close up, and he was, let me move the camera, he was just safe. Look at that. So now they have a man on second, 2 outs, 1-1 count on Jenkins. Here's the pitch from Young. And that's going to be a ground ball to first. Moda's got it. He'll race to the bag, and the Angels bounce back. Get some offense here in Game 2. Excellent pitching from the entire pitching staff. Tyler Bremner, take a bow as we win Game 2. I even up the series. Our pitching has just been filthy all playoffs. See the line score. They had 5 hits. Bremner, unbelievable. Made had a game, a triple, a walk, a couple of steals. Stowers had 2 hits, but they couldn't do anything with it. Now we go to Minnesota with the series tied at 1. Take a look at this box score. 2 hits for Stowers, 1 for Jenkins, 2 for Walcott. That's all their hits in those 3 batters. They also had all of their walks, so nobody else on the team did anything. Deanna, 3 runs in 4 innings, 1 run allowed by Thompson. McCray and Pedroza did a good job the last 3 innings. See what Made did there. 2 hits for Santana, 2 hits for Rosario, including the home run. Santana had 2 doubles. Nice to see us get some extra base hits. Only struck out 5 times. And again, Bremner with a great job. Bullpen, 1 hit in the last 3 innings as we even up this series. And now that we tied up the ALCS at 1 game apiece, Derek Steeke takes the mound, looking to give us a 2-1 lead in the series. We have a tough opponent on the other side, though. Riley Quick only was 7-13 during the regular season, but he has had an impressive postseason for the Twins. It's Jesus Madi right there. Offense is starting to wake up a little bit. But Quick hasn't given up a single run in 3 starts in the postseason this year. He's 3-0 with a 0 ERA, only 8 hits in 23 innings. Simply amazing performance. This is the postseason. This is the American League Championship Series on MLB The Show. There's Riley Quick. You can tell he's a computer-generated guy with the single-digit number. But as I was saying, 8 hits, 23 innings pitched, 4 walks, 17 strikeouts. He has just been steamrolling through teams. And Jesus Madi is going to be the first batter he gets to face. See if he can get to him early. Don't let him get on a roll. Now pitchers are sometimes. They get on a roll. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's going to be a pop-up behind third base. Walcott races over in the grass, and he'll take that for the first out. And that's how we start Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. Here is our batting order. See, we moved Edgar Moda up to 2. Santana is 3. Grace is 4. Trying to figure out some combination of this lineup that will actually click from top to bottom. It's been a struggle. Edgar hitting 130 in the postseason, just not being himself after a mammoth regular season. Down count 1-2 here. And he swings and misses and strikes out on a sinker, so he's having trouble making contact. Having trouble finding grass anywhere. And that brings in Santana, having the same problem. I don't know what it is with our star players. Top of the order, just can't get on base with any consistency. Santana down to count 1-2 as well. Here's a pitch, and there's a ground ball to short. Walcott has it, throw to first, and we go down meekly 1-2-3 in the first inning, extending Quick's scoreless streak in the playoffs to 24 innings. And now it's on to Derek Steeke, his shoulders to carry this team. Have a great pitching performance. Didn't have the best one in the first round. And didn't walk anybody, but his problem has been keeping the ball in the ballpark, especially when we watch games. Leading off will be Second baseman Billy Tucker got the count even at 2. Here's a pitch from Derek, and takes strike 3 on the slider. Strikeout number 1, out number 1. Hopefully that's a good harbinger of things to come, and that'll bring in Daniel Pierce, third baseman. I think 333 in the postseason. Got a 2-2 count on him as well. Here's the pitch, and he swings through the fastball and strikes out. So Derek starts strong. 2 strikeouts and 2 batters. We know he's a big strikeout pitcher. Now he's got some dangerous bats to work through here. Kyle Stowers up with nobody on and 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Derek. And it's going to be a line shot into left field, racing over, and gets by Rosario all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Stowers, and the Twins will have their first base runner of the game as Rosario played that single into a double. That'll bring in Walker Jenkins now. Man in scoring position, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Derek. And backdoor slider strikes him out looking, so he strikes out the side. Tossing a double to Stowers in the middle there. So he pitches out of the trouble caused by a bad angle by Rosario. We're through 1, and there's no score. We're going to pick this up in the bottom of the second inning. We didn't do anything in the top half. Couple guys on, nothing happened. And now center fielder Andres Ayala is going to come up with nobody on and 2 outs. And here's a deep shot to right field down the line, and that one is not coming back. Way out of here, and the Twins get on the board early. As I just said earlier, Derek has problems keeping the ball in the ballpark sometimes, especially when we watch games. In the straight sim, it's not so noticeable, but when we watch, man, he just gives up some long home runs like he just did there, and we are down 1-0 here in Game 3 in the bottom of the second. Love that he strikes everybody out and doesn't walk anybody, but he's got to keep the ball in the park, and that was grooved and lost. Look at Ricky, he just kind of turned and watched. And that would be the only run of the inning as Ayala, that deep shot right here, gives the Twins a 1-0 lead early in this game. And now we pick things up in the top of the third inning. Denzer Guzman going to lead off. He's only got 1 hit in the postseason so far. Been playing excellent defense, though. I don't care if he gets hits as long as he plays great on defense. And here's a tapper to short. Walcott has that. Throw to first, and there's 1 down. I'll bring in Made. Popped out. Sees 2 for 8 with a triple and an RBI in the series. Down to count 1-2. Here's a pitch. There's a shot on a left field line. That's going to get down and go all the way to the corner as it gets by the left fielder Stowers. Made, a wild throw back in. Made's in with a stand-up double. So now we have a man in scoring position, only 1 out. That'll bring in Edgar. Need him to wake up right now. Here's the pitch, and there's going to be a ground ball. Base hit to left field. Made around third. Here comes the throw, and he's going to be safe. We tie this game up quickly. Edgar comes through with a base hit for rare occasion in the playoffs this year. Just goes the other way. He loves going the other way. Knew Made was going to score on that one. That would be the only run we scored that inning as Moto has ended up stranded. We do tie the game at 1 after 2.5. Now we're going to hop to the top of the 4th inning. Got nobody on, 2 out for Ricky Garner. He singled earlier in the game. Did not score, obviously. Heading to count 3-0. Here's a pitch from Quick, and it's low for ball 4, so we're going to get a man on with 2 out here in the 4th. That'll bring up Kalai Rosario, struck out in his first at-bat. Played that single into a double back in the first inning. Here's a shot into right field, racing back. Jenkins, and it is off the wall, gets by him. Garner around third. Here comes the throw, and he's no throw, and he's safe. Rosario bangs one off the wall, gives us a 2-1 lead here in the 4th inning, and that's the only run that we would score in the inning, but it does give us the lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And leading off the bottom of the 4th is shortstop Sebastian Walcott, struck out his first time. Down on the count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Siddiqui, and a line shot into right, and it's right in front of Garner. Takes it on a short hop. Twins have their leadoff man on. We just took the lead. We give up the leadoff hit. Now to bring in Carson Benj. He's 1 for 9 with a double in the series. Struck out his first time. Down to count 0-1. Here's a pitch from Siddiqui. There's a shot to right, and that one is not coming back either. Exact same spot as Ayala earlier, actually a little bit further. And the Twins using the long ball today. 2 home runs down the right field line. Benz just gave them a 3-2 lead with that long home run. And again, Derek Siddiqui has a home run problem. And it's showing up at the worst time of the year in the postseason. Team getting the glad hands in the dugout. Now you know why I pushed him to third in the rotation. We got to quit giving up these. That was a long shot, and he hooked it, kept it fair. That's the only runs they would score in that inning, but it's enough to give them a 3-2 lead as we finish the 4th inning here in Game 3. And then we hop to the top of the 5th inning. Jesus Mate trying to lead off another rally to come back. Here's a ground ball, first base. Sabato knocks it down and flipped to first, and Mate is safe. Made a good play and knock it down. Then it got away from him, and Mate's just too fast. So we get the leadoff man on. They're going to call that an infield hit. That'll bring in Moda with the RBI single. He stole second later in that inning, but got stranded. 1 on, nobody out, 1-2 count. Here's a pitch, and there's a base hit to right field. All right, Edgar can smell a hot streak coming there. Back-to-back hits. Home runs will be following soon, I am sure. Once he gets going, it's over for the other team. That'll bring in Santana. 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. We got 2 on, nobody out, 0-2 count. And in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Throw to third, and they're safe as both Mate and Moda move up on the play. Now we'll have men at second and third. Nobody out. Just need to put this ball in play. And he swings and misses on the slider and strikes out. Nasty pitch by Quick there. Gets Santana to chase. And they're going to take him out of the game. He's thrown a lot of pitches to this point. So they didn't want a chance to lead with a tired pitcher on the mound. One thing we've been able to do in this game is make him throw a lot of pitches each inning. And Keegan Thompson has had a rough postseason. He's going to come into this game and try and keep it right where it is. At the worst case, a tie game. Luke Grace looking to give us a tie. Heading count 2-1. Ground ball to the right side, fly ball, base hit. Here's a high fly ball in the left field. Stowers backing up. Mate's going to tag. Here's the catch. Here's the throw, and they're never going to get him. It was way offline, and he was easily in, and we have a tie game, 3-3. That's what speed does for you, man. Messes with the defense. And Grace comes through in a clutch there. So now we have man on second and 2 out. Nelson Rada up 1 for 2 today, 2 for 10 in the series. Down to count 0-2 though. Here's the pitch, and it hits him on the knee. So we're going to have a couple of men on now with 2 outs. Had him set out for the strikeout, and he bounces one off his knee. Now bring in Ray Harvey, 2 on, 2 out. First pitch to him. There's a high fly ball in the left center field. Stowers racing back, and that ball is gone! 3-run homer for Ray Harvey into the second deck. And all of a sudden, the Angels lead 6-3. That inning just gets away from the Twins. And Harvey parks one in the second deck. Been waiting for more of that as well. Our power hitters just haven't been doing enough. And that was a belt-high fastball, and it just got absolutely launched. There we go. One more time, 111 miles an hour. That would be it for the scoring in that inning, but that's enough. As we have a 6-3 lead now as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And we're going to skip to the top of the 6th inning. We got a man on first and 2 out. Guzman reached on an error. Mate struck out, Moda flied out, so Santana's up now. 1 on, 2 out. Dave McRae on the mound. Here's a shot into right center field, and that's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Guzman rounding third, throw comes back in, and the Angels add to their lead. RBI double for Leandro Santana. Love to see his bat get hot. That's the only run we scored there, but that's enough to give us a 4-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Looking good for the Angels. We're going to pick this up in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 7-3 Angels. Nobody on, 2 out. Andres Ayala, who homered early in the game, up to bat. Last chance for the Twins. Abe Vento on the mound. 2-2 pitch. And he swings and misses and strikes out. And the Angels close it out as they win Game 3, 7-3. They broke out the extra base bats up and down the lineup. Decent start there for Siddiqui. He's got to keep that ball in the ballpark, though. But when our offense is on, they can overcome some of that. You see Siddiqui 3 runs, 6 innings. Harvey with the 3-run homer. And we got to Riley quick. Gave up his first runs of the series, of the postseason, not just the series. Now we have a 2-1 lead. See this box score: 2 hits, 2 runs for Mate, 2 hits for Mota, 2 hits for Santana, 3-run shot by Harvey, 2 walks by Garner. We still struck out too much, but we had 3 doubles, a home run, stolen base by Mota and Santana. Siddiqui, if he just keeps the ball in park, he pitches a gem. And our bullpen, 3 perfect innings by Alfonso Young and Vento. Shut them down on the other side. 1 hit for Stowers, 2 for Walcott. Benj with a 2-run shot. Quick 4 runs in 4 innings. Keegan Thompson didn't help the cause. And then they shut us down the last 3 innings, but it was too late as we're up 2-1 now. And now after that big win in Game 3, the Angels looking to have a stranglehold on this series if they can take this game, get us to a 3-1 lead. Rookie Richard Duke is going to be on mound for us, giving him a big opportunity here in the playoffs. Our bats are finally starting to wake up as well. You can see we gave up 2 runs in Game 1, shutout, then we gave up 3, but our offense is getting better each game. 1 run, 4 runs, 7 runs. On the mound for the Twins, Nick Frasso, who's 4-1 with a 4.33 ERA on the regular season, facing Richard Duke, who was 13-8 with a 4.30 ERA. It's the Los Angeles Angels. It's the Minnesota Twins. It's the ALCS on MLB The Show. And there's Nick Frasso, as we mentioned. See what he's done in the postseason so far in his 1 start. Got the win. Not a bad game at all. A little elevated walks, though. Maybe we can take advantage of that. Hopefully we can get on him early in this game, too. Not Game 2 as in Game 2. Game 2 as in Game also. But Jesus Mate is going to try and get things started for us. Whenever he gets on base, he and Santana do damage with their legs. It really messes with the defense. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and it's swing and a miss from a high pitch up in his eyes, and he strikes out as he's prone to do. It's the only bad thing about having him bat leadoff. That'll bring in Edgar, trying to break out of his slump in the postseason. He had 2 hits last game. Down to count 1-2 here. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a pop-up in the middle of the infield. Walcott settles under it, and he'll have that for the 2nd out. First 2 batters go down quickly. See our lineup. Same lineup we used yesterday. It worked so well. We're going to try it out a 2nd time. Just keep messing with it. Eventually we'll find one that works. Now I'll bring in Santana. He had a good game yesterday as well. First pitch to him is a high fly ball into left field. Stowers racing back to the track, to the wall, and this one's gone. Leandro Santana breaking out of his slump as well. Hits a 383-foot home run. Goes yard here in the 1st inning to give us a quick lead in a very important game as we try to get a 3-1 lead and prevent them from tying things up, and that's how you do it. Jump on them early. Boy, we need his bat to be on fire, him and Mota especially. And yeah, that was a bell-tie fastball. Surprised he didn't hit any further than he did. Now to bring in Luke Grace. He had a big sac fly in that game. 3 as well. See what he's done. 3 2-run homers in that 1st round. And a little bit quieter in this round. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's going to be a line drive. Base hit up the middle. So we get another man on here with 2 outs. Try and keep this rally going. Good to see his bat heat up as well. Now bring in Nelson Rada. Again, all these guys at the top of the order struggling. Need to get them going. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he swings through it and strikes out to end the inning. But Leandro Santana, Hits the big fly that gives us an early 1-0 lead. So we go to the bottom of the first inning of here, Game 4. And on the mound, rookie Richard Duke. See what he did in the first round. Guy was phenomenal. He's been really good pitcher for us this season as a rookie. ERA was a little elevated. That'll come down with experience. Struck out more batters than I expected as well. And Billy Tucker is going to lead things off. Minnesota's second baseman, down in count 0-2. Here's a little shot over short, and that's going to drop in front of Rosario out there in left field. And then overthrow coming back in, and the runner's going to go to second base. Man, bad route in Game 3, and then he just loses one, just throwing it back into the infield. And now we give them an extra base, and that's going to bring in Daniel Pierce, the third baseman. A man scoring position early, 2-1 count. Here's a pitch from Duke. There's a fly ball into right field. Garner racing back. He's got it. Runner tags. Throw comes in, and he's going to end up at third base as a throw comes to the home plate. Check out their lineup. Changes to the lineup. Got Manuel Rodriguez in place of Carson Benj, even though he hit a 2-run homer. Ayala's down to hitting 7th. Sabato 8th. Not sure what's up with Benj. Didn't see that he was hurt at all, but he's not in the lineup. That'll bring in Kyle Stowers now with a chance to tie this game. Man on third and only 1 out thanks to the throwing error. And he's ahead in the count 3-1. Here's a pitch, and there's a pop-up behind the plate. Luke Grace just standing in his catcher's box, and there he goes. He's got it now. And that was a huge pop out there. Keep that runner at third. And that'll bring in Walker Jenkins, their cleanup hitter, and he's going to have to get a base hit to tie this game. Duke's got him down in count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss on a changeup and strikes him out. So Duke pitches around the mental error by Rosario, and they do not get on the scoreboard as we lead this game 1-0 going to the second inning. We're going to skip all the way to the top of the fourth. Nothing happened in the second or third innings. Both pitchers are pitching a gem today, and Garner's going to come up with nobody on and 2 out. Rada and Harvey made outs ahead of him. It's got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Frasso. And it's going to be a high fly ball into left center field. Racing back, and that ball is gone! Home run, Ricky Garner. I was expecting to hit the top of the wall, and it just kept carrying into the bullpen. Take that. Surprise home run. Not that he doesn't have power. I just didn't think that ball was going to get out of here. And just like that, we have a 2-0 lead on 2 solo homers off Nick Frasso. Ricky's got plenty of power. See this replay. That was belt high as well. A little bit further out towards center field and just gets over the wall. Now our power bats are waking up, and that was the only run we would score that inning as Ricky Garner, flashing the power, doubles our lead after 3.5 innings. And then we go to the bottom half of the inning. Kyle Stowers will be leading things off for the Twins. 0 for 1 on the day. Got a big pop out of him last time up. Not let a run in. Here's a ground ball. Base hit to right field. So the Twins will have their leadoff man on. Bringing the tying run to the plate in the person of Walker Jenkins. Been doing a good job of shutting him down. See, he struck out in his first at bat. 2 for 12 in the series. Heading to count 2-0. Here's a ground ball to second base. Flip the second for 1. Made's return throw. And there we go. 4-6-3 double play. Harvey Made Moda wipes out that leadoff hit, and now Sebastian Walcott's going to come up with nobody on and 2 out. Richard Duke having a game. Here's a pop-up into center field. Rada running in, and he'll have that. So we give up no runs again through 4 innings. Duke and the Angels up 2-0. Now we're skipping to the top of the 7th inning. Offense is really struggling outside of those 2 home runs. Ricky Garner's going to lead things off against Travis Sikora. 1-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Ricky gets 2 hits today. There we go. Bottom of the order, contributing. Love that every time we see it. He is a stolen base threat, so don't expect him to just stand there, be a pedestrian. Clyde Rosario up. 1 on, nobody out. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Sikora. Runner goes, that's a ball, throw down, and he's in safe as he does steal a bag. There we go, get us in scoring position. Nobody out. Move him up on a ground out, score him on a fly ball. Rosario heading to count 3-1. Here's the pitch. And just missed on the outside corner, so he's going to draw a walk. We're going to get first 2 guys on in this inning with nobody out as we look to tack on to this 2-0 lead. Denzer Guzman struggling at the plate, not struggling in the field. First pitch to him. Here's a ground ball to third base. Pierce got it. Throw to second for 1. Relay to first, and just like that, a 5-4-3 double play. Takes care of 2 of the outs and 1 of the base runners, and now Jesus Marte. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 stolen bases. Going to need another hit here to get us another run. Down to count 1-2. Need a hit right here. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses again and strikes out for the second time on the day. The promising inning turns south with the double play and the strikeout as we head to the bottom of the 7th. And leading things off for the Twins, be their shortstop, Sebastian Walcott. Hitless today, 4 for 11 in the series. Count even at 2. Duke pitching into the 7th inning. And here's a ground ball past him into center field, so the Twins will get their leadoff man on here in the 7th. Means the tying run will be coming to the plate. That's going to be it. We're going to take him out of the game. He's pitched a great game. Don't want it to fall apart because he gets tired. Rather take him out at batter too early than too late. Great job, Richard Duke. And coming out of the pen is going to be lefty Eric Miller. See what he's done. No runs allowed in 5 1/3 innings this postseason. He has been phenomenal. He's going to face the lefty Emmanuel Rodriguez, normally a center fielder, playing DH today. He's hit .320 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs in the postseason. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. That's going to be a ground ball. Harvey charges, turns and throws to second. The runner's safe. What are you doing? What are we doing? Just throw it to first and take the out. I'm not sure why he was trying to make that play, but now we have 2 men on and nobody out. It's not an error. It's called a fielder's choice. Now we have a real situation here. Ayala, ground ball to first. Mota throws to second for 1. Relay back to first, and they get him. There we go. Miller bailing out his second baseman. 3-6-3 double play. Gives him a man on third and 2 out. Now it's going to take a hit from Sabato just to get a run on the board. He runs the count full. Won't need a walk here. Here's the pitch from Miller. And that's going to be a ground ball backhanded by Mota. Race to the bag, and we get out of that jam. There we go. Just like they did in the top half. Almost a repeat at-bat for at-bat performance. We're up 2-0 going to the 8th. And now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Daryl Boovy's going to come in and try and save this game and give us a 3-1 series lead. He's 1 for 1 in save opportunities in the playoffs. First man, and we're going to put Gavin Cross out there in the left field too. I forgot about that. Rosario embarrassing himself out there, so we're going to put a better defender out there. Kyle Stowers will be leading things off for the Twins. Here's a ground ball at first base. Mota's got it flipped to the pitcher. A little glove flip there. Boovy beats him to the bag, and we get the first man out in the inning. A dangerous hitter. That'll bring in Walker Jenkins. Nobody on, 1 out. 0 for 3. Love to see him bat with nobody on base. Runs the count full. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss on this fastball down and in. He strikes out for the second out. Boovy not messing around. That'll bring in Walcott. 1 for 3 today. 5 for 12 in the series. Desperately need to keep him off the bags. He runs the count full. Here's the pitch. And he chases and strikes out. And Boovy comes in and does the job. Gets a ground out and 2 strikeouts. And the Angels use the long ball, 2 solo shots, and a great performance by Richard Duke to win Game 4, take a 3-1 series lead in the American League Championship Series. Look at that, 6 innings, 7 hits, only 3 strikeouts for Duke. Garner, 2 hits and a home run. Frasso didn't pitch poorly. They just couldn't get any runs off of us. That was a great, all-important win there. Now we go to a Game 5 with Freddie Lorenz on the mound. You can see 2 hits for Mate, 2 hits for Garner. Home runs by Santana and Garner. He stole 3 bags. Duke, again, great game. Bullpen, 3 perfect innings with 4 strikeouts. And the Angels do exactly what they needed to do and win this game and take a 3-1 lead in the series. And we are now 1 game away from getting to the World Series. Our team has just been up and down batting, but just simply phenomenal on the mound, and the Twins are up against it now. They got to win 3 straight if they want to move on. Hopefully our boys can repeat what they've done, especially on the mound all series. Grab these guys by the throat and get us onto the World Series. See, we lost game 1, and since then, they've only scored 3 runs, and they did it all in game 3 in the last 3 games. They only had 5 runs in 4 games in the series. On the mound for them, surprise starter Patrick Sandoval. Thought it was going to be Dean Kramer, who pitched a great game in game 1. And Freddie Lorenz, who did pitch a great game in game 1. He'll be on the mound for us to try and pitch us into the World Series. Los Angeles Angels, we built them up through the draft-only franchise. Minnesota Twins, the only team standing between us and a trip to the World Series. This is the postseason. MLB The Show 25. And like I said, on the mound, Patrick Sandoval not have a good season this year. Elevated walk rate, 8-16 record. Not the guy I would have expected him to pitch in a must-win game, but it is what it is, and it'll be the first lefty we're going to face in this series. Leading things off, be Jesus Mate. He has 99 contact against lefties now, if you don't know that. First pitch inside for a ball. He's progressed up to a 99 contact against lefties. That's why he leads off against them. And he's heading to count 3-0. Here's a pitch from Sandoval. That's going to be a line drive past third base into left field. Stowers grabs that, keeps it from going to the wall. And Mate starts this game off in great fashion with a line drive single. See if his legs can get working now. I'm going to bring in Edgar. He's still struggling. See his numbers in the postseason. Didn't have 2 hits back in game 3. 1 on, nobody out. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, strike, throw down, and Mate's in safely. There we go. That's exactly why we need him and Santana on the bases. Now he steals his way into scoring position for Edgar. Here's the pitch. And there's going to be a ground ball, second base. Scoop there, throw to first, and the runner moves to third. So between the ground out and the stolen base, we get him all the way around in scoring position with only 1 out. And we are keeping the same exact lineup that we did the last 2 games. Worked so well. Only had 2 solo homers last game, but guys played well, and that'll bring in one of the home run guys, Leandro Santana. If he can get him going, that will be incredible. Guy has a lot of power and speed. Heading to count 3-0. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball. Knocked down by Pierce at third. And throw to first is going to be late. He beats it out, and we're going to score the first run of the game right there. They're going to give him an infield single there, not an error. So it's an earned run. So now we have 1 on, 1 out. Grace up. Santana can steal as well. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Third base grabbed by Pierce. Jump throw to first, and he guns him down. Wow, what a play there. First to keep it from going down the line for an extra base hit, and then to throw him out. That'll bring in Rada with a man on second and 2 out. Heading to count 2-0. Gonna need a base hit to score a run. And there goes Santana. Throw down to third, and it gets by the third baseman down the line, and he's going to come in to score on the stolen base, 82 by the catcher, Stevenson. And now we're up 2-0 here. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch from to Rada, not from Rada. Line drive over short, and that gets down, and that's going to go all the way to the track, and he's going to be on with a 2-out double. Angels offense erupting here in the first inning. There we go. That'll bring in Mr. 3-run homer back in game 3, Ray Harvey. He's having a tough postseason, but he's hit a couple of big home runs. See if he hits another one here. Here's a 2-1 pitch. There's a ground ball. Second baseman's got it. Throw to first, and he beats it out, so he gets an infield hit. Inning stays alive. We got men at the corners. 2 outs for Ricky Garner. Wow, busy top of the first. Sandoval's already thrown 28 pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball third base. Pierce has it. Throw to first, and they finally get out of the inning. 29-pitch inning. We put up 2 runs. It could have been a lot more than that. Highly entertaining top of the first. So we go to the bottom half. We have that man, Cy Young, Freddie Lorenz on the mound. See what he's done in the postseason. 0.69 ERA, 0.92 whip in 13 innings. He has been absolutely phenomenal the entire season, not just in the postseason. First man he's going to face is Andres Ayala, center fielder. First pitch is low and inside. Twins move him back up to the top of the order against left-handed pitching. He's got the count to 3-0. Ready. This is low for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk is going to start the game for the Twins. I'll bring the tying run to the plate right away. Second baseman Kalen Culpepper stepping in. He's down to count 0-2. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a pop-up into shallow center field. Rada on the run, and he's got it for the first out. Love those wheels in the outfield. That'll bring in, well, go to the lineup first. See, Rodriguez moves up to 5th, Sabato 6th, Stevenson up to 7th, Walcott down to 8th. They're jumbling their lineup, trying to find something that works just like we've been doing. Still no Carson Benj. That'll bring in Stowers with 1 on and 1 out. Here's a pitch from Freddie, and it's going to be a shot over Mota's head into right field. Runner had to hold up, so they're going to have men on 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 1st inning, a little bloop single. Now bring in Walker Jenkins. Not doing much in the postseason, but he is dangerous. Freddie's got him down to count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes him out on a slider. Clutch strikeout there. Keep those runners where they are. First strikeout of the game, and that'll bring in Emmanuel Rodriguez with 2 on and 2 out. And first pitch swinging. Here's a fly ball into right center field. Garner races over, and he will camp under it and have that. So Freddie pitches around a walk and a bloop single. Keeps this game 2-0 in favor of our Angels as we go to the 2nd inning. And leading off here in the 2nd, Kalai Rosario. Moved him to DH today because he was so erratic in the outfield. Put Santana in left. Rosario ahead in the count 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through past the diving Walcott. So the Angels will have their leadoff man on again here in the 2nd inning. Another contribution from the bottom of the order. Now to bring up Denzer, still looking for his 2nd postseason hit. His defense is so good, though, I don't care. He runs the count full. There's a pitch from Sandoval, and he misses outside for ball 4. So we're going to have the first 2 men on again. That'll bring up Made, 1 for 1. 7 for 17 in the series. He's definitely heating up. Got a 2-2 count on him. Pitch from Sandoval. And it's going to be a tapper. And then Pierce got it, throws to second, gets 1. They're not going to get 2. It was hit too slow. Keep the double play alive there. And now they have men at the corners and 1 out for Edgar Mota. Still waiting for him to break out big with power in this series. Heading to count 3-1. Sit on that fastball. And he misses down and in with the circle change. And now we're going to have the bases loaded and 1 out. That's going to bring in Santana. RBI single in the 1st. Solo homer in yesterday's game. Helped us win that 2-0. Down to count 0-2 though. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. And that's going to score 2 runs. As the Angels offense erupting here early. Put up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Man, I love it when these guys get hot. That'll bring in Luke Grace. 2 on and 1 out as we look for more. Sandoval, pitch number 60. Here's a ground ball. Backhanded stop by Pierce. Throws the second from his knees. And the relay to first. And wide, but he tags him as he goes by. What a play by both Pierce and Sabato as they turn 2. But the Angels add 2 more. Now we're going to skip to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Up 4-0. Daniel Pierce just made that great defensive play. Going to lead things off. Got a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball in the left field. Santana racing back to the track, to the wall, and this one is gone. Second deck shot for Pierce, and the Twins are on the board. Get this down to a 3-run lead. Not really known for his power, but it's not like this is the biggest ballpark either. It's one of the few mistakes Freddie's made in the entire postseason. See if that sparks the Twins' offense or not. Like I said, he's not really known to be a home run hitter, but that happens in the playoffs sometimes. Unlikely guys. See this replay. Santana ran out of room. Didn't matter because he put it in the second deck. That's the only run the Twins would score that inning, thanks to that Daniel Pierce home run. We're up 4-1 after 3. Now we jump to the top of the 5th inning. Dave McRae is going to come in to relieve Sandoval. Just threw entirely too many pitches in this game. See his numbers in the postseason. He's going to face Leandro Santana. Got 2 singles, 3 RBIs in the game. And he hits a long fly ball to left field, and that one is not coming back. Solo shot, his second in as many days, 430 feet to the left field bullpen. And watch out, boys and girls, Leandro Santana is heating up. Moda's not doing it, but Leandro says, I'll step up and do it. Made and I will take care of it. And just like that, we have a 5-1 lead in Game 5. Told you he's got a lot of power. He's a big dude, 6'4". It's not just stolen bases. He lost that one deep into the bullpen. Leandro Santana, just like he did in Game 4, providing plenty of power in this lineup. We're up 5-1, trying to close this ALCS out tonight. We're going to jump to the bottom of the ninth inning. It's 6-1. We tacked on a run. Walker Jenkins up, nobody on, 2 outs. Danny Young in, trying to close this out. He's got an 0-2 count, 1 strike away from going to the World Series. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss, and there it is. Your Los Angeles Angels are going to the World Series. Our pitching was just absolutely ridiculous in the series, in the whole postseason, and our bats just woke up once we came to Minnesota. And we are American League champions for 2031. Disappointing season last year, the way it ended, but we got revenge this year, and we are going to the World Series, the first time for the Angels since 2002. When they beat the Barry Bonds-led San Francisco Giants. Man, we did it. This was the ultimate goal, but now we got to finish it off. Can't just be happy with getting to the World Series. Check this box score. 2 hits for Made, 2 runs scored, 3 hits, 3 runs, 4 RBIs, and a walk for Santana. Started the game. Harvey, 2 hits. Rosario, 2 hits. Only had 5 strikeouts, double, a home run. We stole 5 bases in the game. Lorenz, 1 run over 6 innings. That was a solo homer. Bullpen comes in, gives up only 2 hits in the last 3 innings, and we win the American League in 2031. Look on their side. Sandoval just got lit up early. Way too many pitches, and they couldn't overcome it. We're going to the World Series, boys and girls. And yes, we make it to the World Series. I am so happy. We do not know who our opponent is yet because the Padres and Mets are still in the middle of their series. It's 3-2 San Diego. And you can see right here, the Padres won the first 3 games of the series. The Mets came back, won the next 2. Now we have Game 6 at San Diego. Paul Skeens against Jacob Mizorowski. There's a lot of miles per hour in that matchup. Let's sim through the state and see who wins this game. And the Mets win 11-3. They have come back from a 3-0 deficit to tie this series up. It's going to a Game 7. Greg Holman against Christian Javier. Who are we playing in the World Series? And it's the Mets. The Mets down 3-0. Storm all the way back, win 4 straight games. And we will be taking on the New York Mets in the World Series. Unbelievable. What a comeback by the Mets. What a fold by the Padres. Simply incredible. And I have some stats for you here. I went through and did the stats for our series. Our starting pitching went 4-0 with a 1.5 ERA, allowed 5 runs in 30 innings, only 26 hits, 7 walks, 26 strikeouts. Our bullpen was even better. Bullpen, 19 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. The only run we allowed was that 13th inning run back in Game 1, our only loss in the series. Walked 3, struck out 16. So our combined totals for the staff, 4-1 with a 1.10 ERA, 31 hits, 10 walks, in 49 innings. We only allowed 6 runs the entire series, 42 strikeouts. Hitting side, we only hit .212, but we had 6 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, stole 8 bases, and we unlocked Leandro Santana. Now if we can just get Edgar Mota going in the World Series, that would be awesome. And that'll be the next thing you see. Mets, Angels in the World Series. That'll be the next episode. So, hey, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out so you know when the next episode goes live, which will be the 2031 World Series, our first time back since 2002. So you guys take care, and I can't wait to show you what happens in that series. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.